and let us know when we're live. And welcome to the not the Max Center Athletics, and welcome to Paramus, New Jersey. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Here we are at the first finals matchup of the Henry Wittenberg Invitational. We have an exciting match between Ori Feinberg of SAR versus Nadav Adler of Kushner. Avi, what has happened so far in this match?
Okay, so Feinberg got the takedown, and right now he's riding. He's trying to pull a ball and chain. There he goes. He's riding a little bit high. Guy on bottom's trying to get out. Almost got to stand up. Yeah. Feinberg is still riding pretty high. He's trying to run a cradle there. It's not really going. Let's see what's going to happen here. Almost a reach back there by Adler.
Interesting to note, Avi, that both of these wrestlers currently wrestling in the 106 final, neither of them have placed before. Feinberg is a freshman. His older brother was a Wittenberg champion, and Adler has not placed before for the Kushner school. So it'll be interesting to see, as both of them are finalists for the first time, to see what will happen in this match.
So I see still Feinberg is riding a little bit high. He's trying to run that cradle, and it could be a little bit risky, so let's see if he can pull it off.
Obviously, one of the differences that people may note at home is that the setup is the room is darkened here in the Frisch Gymnasium with the light focused on the Frisch mat here in the center of the room for a very cool effect. That might have perhaps, though, effect on the performances of the wrestlers here in the first period with 27 seconds remaining, and the score is still 2 to 1.
There we go. So there's an escape by Adler. Looks like Feinberg let him up because he's probably confident from neutral. So let's see if he can get the takedown. They're both locking hands there, trying to get hand control. There we go. Oh, Feinberg almost got the takedown, but they went out of bounds. So
out of bounds
in the middle.
11 seconds remaining here in the first period. Avi, what have you seen so far in the match?
So, I mean, they're not being as aggressive as I would have liked to see, but right now, there we go. There's a quick shot.
And Feinberg is able to get the takedown. Adler takes the low single, but Feinberg able to break the hold, get around, and as the first period ends, enter the second with a 4-1 lead.
Okay, green defers the decision right now. It's Red's choice. Red chooses down. Smart move. Makes it easier to get points.
Adler is chosen down. I think it's a good opportunity to talk about how well Kushner has wrestled in this tournament so far. Oh, and we just saw that Feinberg decided to let Adler up because he feels like he's done very well from neutral so far in the match, and he's going to see what his luck is there.
So let's see what's going on now. They're both trying to get a shot. They're tapping at each other. Adler goes in for a shot again. Let's see if he can finish this time. Last time he shot, but Feinberg ended up getting the takedown. So it looks like Feinberg's going to get behind again. So let's see if Adler can finish this. He's grabbed his.
Adler gets ahead.
Adler's grabbed his head. Could be a little bit risky. Okay.
Still no points.
No points. Looks like Feinberg almost has it here. He's got to get that leg behind if he wants to get his points. He's close, but he needs to get control. He's almost there, but he hasn't gotten the points yet. Adler's holding on to that leg hard, but
and a lot of fight by Adler.
It was a close stack almost, but not quite.
Feinberg was able to almost put Adler on his back, but more importantly, get around for the 2 points and for what I believe is a 6-3 lead so far in the match.
Okay, so right now Feinberg is riding. He's riding high again. I'm not sure what he's trying to work for here. He needs to.
Caution for stalling on Adler there. No, not on Adler, on Feinberg from top. He's going to have to work some more offense in order to not get in trouble. And there we see again, with a minute left in the second, he's going to again take from neutral where he's been able to get 3 takedowns so far.
He just let the guy up. He gave him a point because he's very confident. So let's see if he can get this fourth takedown maybe.
And Adler's the one who keeps on taking the shots, but he's having trouble finishing them or moving them from beyond the mat.
Yep. So let's see right now. It looks like Feinberg's going to get this takedown again if he can get that leg behind. Yep, it looks like, he got the points. Feinberg got the takedown once again.
So we are at a point right now where the score is 8-3 in Feinberg's favor, a commanding 5-point lead with 30 seconds left in the second period.
Adler just keeps reaching back, which is very risky. If Feinberg could capitalize on that, he could go in for an easy pin. But let's see what happens.
Definitely. And we're seeing he's a very tough rider from top. The only way that Adler's able to get up is when Feinberg lets him up. But then what happens immediately afterwards is, of course, Feinberg again takes him down.
I think that Feinberg is getting a little bit too high, so that's why it's hard to break him down. So he's trying, but he can't get to break his base down because he's too high up. So he's trying to run a risky cradle, very risky cradle.
but nothing comes of it. And the second period ends with the score of 8-3 in favor of Kfir Feinberg. As we enter the third period, it's Feinberg's choice. He chooses bottom. Avi, what do you expect to see here in the final period?
So, Feinberg just chose bottom. So, I mean, right now, Adler hasn't been on top yet. So, hopefully he's got something up his sleeve from top. Let's see what he has. And he hasn't had anything from bottom. But
and we know Kushner is very capable from that position.
Right. So right now we know SAR is going to try to, they're going to try to ride out and just get their points, their win from points. So I think that Adler's going to need he might need a pin if he's going to want to get this win. So he's got to be very aggressive. He's riding a half. He's got a block on the left arm. That could be good. Feinberg's blocking it pretty strong, but Adler looks like a strong guy, so let's see if he can finish this.
Not a lot of action right now from Feinberg, but again, he has a 5-point lead. It's worthwhile to note that the story of this tournament really is
risky cradle going on right now, and it looks like Feinberg just escaped from that.
Feinberg gets the reversal, is up 10-3, lets him up, and now the score is 10-4, and another quick shot by Feinberg.
Looks like that could be the match unless Adler can pull something ridiculous out right now.
Definitely. Feinberg is keep on taking him down, letting him up.
Adler needs to be very aggressive right now. The only thing he can get to win is a pin. He's got a minute left, so he needs to be very aggressive. And these guys are wrestling a little risky. I've seen a little bit of sloppiness so far. There's been some reach backs, riding high, dangerous moves, high cradles. Feinberg lets him up again. He just knows that he's got control from neutral. Oh, there he goes. He might have him on his back right now. Yeah,
beautiful takedown.
Feinberg's got him on his back. Let's see if he can finish for a pin.
Perhaps he can finish for a pin, and if not, we're getting closer and closer to a tech fall here, Avi. We're seeing a really dominant performance by Feinberg. The first-time place winner, perhaps about to become a first-time
18-7 right
champion.
Now.
So an 11-point lead for Feinberg.
Let's see what'll happen now.
Really dominating this match so far.
Feinberg just needs to ride it out for the win now. He shouldn't try anything risky, I guess don't stall. I wouldn't have even let him up right now. He's just so in control. But there he goes. It looks like
have a throw.
It looks like Adler got him on his back. Nope. Feinberg got out.
For a moment, the crowd thought that Adler might have something, and again, he keeps on reaching for the head because he is down on so many points. But Feinberg's a good enough wrestler not to be allowed for that to happen. And just like that, we have the final. 22-9, Kfir Feinberg, the junior with the judo background, becomes SAR's first champion of the Henry Wittenberg Invitational. Henry Wittenberg 21, Kfir Feinberg is the first champion. SAR really has been the story of the tournament. Entering the championship round, they held a commanding 74-point lead over the second place team. They're going to walk out with their second straight Wittenberg title, and a great start to their day with Feinberg winning the match. So now we have coming up next at 1:13, Sam Frank of Fuchs Mizrahi versus Ben Anatovsky from TABC, Torah Academy of Bergen County. Sam Frank is the lone representative for Fuchs Mizrahi at this tournament, but has had an extremely strong performance following in Joey's championship matches the previous years against the first-time finalist in Anatovsky. We should be in for a treat here, Avi.
Yep, let's see what happens. The Frank brothers have been very impressive over the years. So they're just circling around, trying to look for a good shot. They're not tying up, just trying to get some room. Trying to go for hand control right now. Okay, look, Sam Frank just very quickly got behind and got his takedown. Very fast.
A great takedown by Sam Frank, an expert from neutral. He actually, because Fuchs Mizrahi no longer has an active wrestling team, he's the lone representative, lone member of the team. He practices with local Cleveland schools, and because he's able to hold his own with public school kids, it's led to tremendous success, just like his brother Joey here at the Wittenberg tournament.
It looks like he was trying to ride a chicken wing there. Nothing came of it yet. Broke the guy down again. Let's see. Okay, Frank's riding on top. He's trying to run a half. Anatovsky's doing a good job being defensive on bottom. He's trying to get on his base and get an escape.
Yeah, it's worthwhile to know that Anatovsky is a freshman. He's a really tough kid, as his coaches told me, and he's really good on his feet. But he definitely has a bit of a tough match for his hands right now, with Frank being obviously a returning fourth-place winner and a wrestler with a lot of experience.
Okay, so it looks like Frank's trying to run a power half. He's trying to run. He's got in tight, but he didn't break Anatovsky down, so it's not going to work. So he just figured that out. So Anatovsky almost escaped right there. Okay, Frank's trying to run. He's got an arm lock. He's trying to run something here, but again, he needs to break him down first. He wants to get that to work. Okay, so he's got the guy's arm locked behind his back. Got Anatovsky's arm locked behind his back. He's trying to run an interesting move here. I've seen this. This is a very fancy, Very fancy half. Let's see if he can finish that.
12 seconds remaining
Got
in
a
the period.
very strong arm lock.
But no points for Frank. A fancy move, but no points to show for it with 5 seconds left.
I remember seeing this at Shirt Tower. I've never seen it done in a match. He gets him on the back. Frank gets him on his back. He might be pinned. He's pinned.
With
He's
1 second remaining in the period.
Let's go.
The pride of Cleveland overcomes a tough opponent, Nanatovsky, continues the tradition for the third year in a row of Frank is the
Gorgeous
champion
pin.
of the Henry Wittenberg tournament at 113. This match was sponsored by Chef Dave's Catering in Cleveland, Ohio. Congratulations to Sam Frank, an excellent win. And
Gorgeous
we know
pin.
that
Gorgeous pin.
it is.
It's not so traditional.
I want to give a quick shout out to everyone from Cleveland, especially the last 2 years I gave a shout out to my girlfriend, Adi Goldberg. Now she's my wife, Adi Goldberg, Adi Feifel, I guess. And so great to see that them continue to come to Wittenberg and see so much success. In fact, it's almost like annual fodder to see how the Frank brothers compare to other schools. And so right now Sam Frank by himself is beating Yeshiva Derech HaTorah, David Zarinov's DRS High School, and Yeshiva of Flatbush on his own. So congratulations to him for a great win as we turn to the 106 trophy ceremony. Again, we want to apologize for our viewers. Hopefully you are listening to this for the technical difficulties that we've had on the YouTube channel. There was much transition this year to catch you up. The Wittenberg Invitational is no longer being hosted at Yeshiva University, but instead the Frisch School was gracious enough to host it in their gym, and all the schools chipped in, the Elmans chipped in, but most of all, Yeshiva Wrestling Association, the YWA, has done a great job running the tournament, transitioning with all this change, and everyone in the gym, regardless of which team they're on, are all equally happy that they finally were able to continue this great tradition and see all the wrestlers come together again, as is the rite of passage.
So I saw Shlomo Warren last year. I saw a semifinals match, and he pinned the kid with a Granby roll, which is a very rare move to be done. And it was amazing to watch. It was in the third period, I think. It was a very close match, and he had a very impressive win. And Oren Kigner also last year looked extremely impressive, looking great this year. So this is going to be a really good match.
Yeah, this is Avi. The match we have coming up here at 120 is one of the best of the tournament, in my opinion, for the championship. We have Shlomo Warren, who is a returning champion, won a bit of an upset match against the senior from Toledo High School in the finals last year at 106. He's bumped up a few weights, but as a sophomore, he's done very impressively, and his coaches expect him to again win it the second year in a row as a sophomore. However, he has a very formidable opponent in Oren Kigner, who has been in the finals twice, lost some tough matches. The captain of TABC, the senior captain, who's looking to finally win in the finals, become a Wittenberg Hall of Famer. And you know that it's going to be two titans clashing out there on the mat, and it's going to be war.
Yep. Let's see what happens. But it's also, that's something to really pay attention to Warren, because it's very rare that guys win first place their first year. So only a handful of wrestlers have ever won all 4 years, the tournament all 4 years. The Simply brothers are, some of the most famous ones for that.
The only two.
No one has since then?
No one has won other than
big
Ronnie and
guys?
Ariel Simchi. No one has won. Some have come close. A few years ago, there was a senior from Ida Crown who had won 3 years in a row, but then lost his senior year, Avi Brownberg. But
shut down by Swieka. I remember that match.
And
Frisch bumped him.
And here we are on the Swieka campus of Frisch. Everything coming full circle.
Yeah.
But certainly when you win as a freshman, you open some eyes.
Warren
has
keep our
a
eyes
chance
on this guy.
Yeah, let's see what he can do here.
And Max Berger also won last year, right?
That's true. Max Berger is another finalist. He won as a freshman last year. Both of them have tougher opponents this year, I would say, in the finals. So let's see what they're able to do in this match. Just to also talk to our viewers at home, I want to again say that kind of the score of the match right now, we have SAR with a formidable lead, but there's a lot of parity after that. TABC, Kushner, Frisch, Ida Crown, and MTA are all in contention for second, third, and fourth place with the team scores. MTA in particular is in striking distance of second place with their 6 finalists, unlike the other schools which each either have 2 or 3. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But we have another great match coming up here, so let's go right to that.
Looks like we're on our way. About to start. Both guys are neutral. They're on their knees. This is an interesting strategy. I never really got it, but it looks pretty cool.
It's something that a wrestler like Warren does all the time. He likes getting very low, but we're seeing some early aggression from Kigner, forcing him out of bounds.
Okay, they're resetting. Let's see what happens. Okay, they're still both on their knees. It's a defensive position. So it's hard to get a shot when the other guy's on his knees already. Okay, Warren's got a headlock on right now, but it looks like Kingner's got some control. So Kingner, that was dangerous for Warren to hold on there. So Kingner ended up getting the takedown.
And you see the experience of the senior there. Doesn't panic when he's in a throw, knows exactly what he has to do. Puts Warren on his back, gets the 2-point takedown, and already with an early statement takedown, trying to show that this finals match is going to be different from him.
That's one thing isn't going to work against Kingner. Some risky moves like going for that type of cement mixer on somebody experienced like Kingner, that's not going to work. So he might have been able to get away with it for some less experienced wrestlers, but he's going to have to be extremely technical if he wants to be Kingner.
One thing you have to watch out though for Warren is though he'll put a throw in at any point in the match. You have to be ready for it, and so that's something that Kingner certainly is going to have to be guarded, not only in the first period, but for the second and the end of the third as well.
So I'm wondering, it looks like, I know Warren really likes that Granby roll, which is a risky move, especially against someone who knows how to defend it. So I wonder if he's going to keep going for that this match, even though he's wrestling Warren Kingner. So. It's worked for him in the past, but if somebody knows how to stop it, it's very hard to pull off.
We'll see. There's 50 seconds remaining here in the first period. A quick stand-up by Warren.
He hasn't got the points yet. He hasn't gotten it yet.
And you're seeing, again, he went for the head. Kingner was able to bring him back to the mat, but not before Warren was able to try to get a quick throw, and I think we're going to see that again and again throughout the match.
Kingner's being very aggressive on top, but, great defense by Warren. He's not letting him get anything in yet, but let's see what happens.
30 seconds remaining here in the period.
I've noticed Kingner's great at wrist riding. At a wrist ride and a half, he's got that move down very well. So he's trying to work that right now, but he can't get that because Warren's on his base. He's going to have to break him down if he wants to get that move to work.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing both the experience of both these wrestlers. Even though Warren is only a sophomore, he certainly is no slouch, and Kingner's going to have his hands full the whole match.
15 seconds remaining. Kingner on top. 2-0, just to recap. Kingner's in the lead. See if anyone can get some points before the end of this period.
Very impressed with the ability of Kingner to keep Warren down with 5 seconds left in the match. Again, holding a 2-0 lead. But Warren has a very explosive stand-up. He's coming up right away, but Kingner, with his strong grip on him, is not allowing him to get free.
Let's see if Warren can get a quick point before the end of the period. Nice stand-up. Just get that finish. Can you get that finish? Nope.
But see,
great attempt.
Great attempt. And even with 3 seconds, Warren still goes for the throw. And I can bet my bottom dollar, Avi Steinberg, that we are going to continually see him going for those throws, regardless of the score in the match.
And these guys are in great shape. They don't look like they're tired at all right now, which makes it better knowing that you're going to get a real match out of them.
Well, that's something you get in the Wittenberg Finals, a higher quality of wrestling. These are the best guys in the tournament in one of the best weight classes with a lot of returning finalists.
Okay, so right now Kingner's on top again, start of the second period. He's trying that wrist ride, but he's having a hard time breaking down Warren. If you can't break him down, he's not going to get anything to run. He's got a very strong grip on the right wrist. He's trying to run the half on the left, but Warren's got great hand control, and he's not letting him get it. Okay, so it looks like right now Kingner is getting a little bit high. He's getting a little high, he's a little sloppy. So let's see if Warren can capitalize. Warren's trying to get his base back. Kingner does not want to let him get that. He's trying to keep those knees down. Okay, Warren's got a base. Looked like he just attempted very briefly. Okay, yep, he just attempted a really quick gable. Did he get it? Or Granby roll. Okay, no, he could not finish to get the points.
We're seeing relentless effort on bottom from Warren to get away, and finally he does. After almost 2.5 minutes on bottom, he finally gets a hard-earned 1-point escape, and we're back in neutral.
So let's see if Warren can get a takedown now and take the lead.
It's always hard in a match when you've been in one position for so long, all of a sudden to transition back to the other. So here we are in neutral. Let's see if Warren maybe has something up his sleeve to throw Kingner off guard.
Let's see if he can get this takedown. 1 minute left to go. Okay, risky. There you go. He has got a throw. He's got a headlock on Warren. Warren got a headlock on Kingner. He couldn't keep it though. He couldn't keep him on his back, but he's trying to get it back. It's a risky position right now. I would just take my points if I were Warren.
A lot can happen here, and there we see
there we go. He got the takedown.
A big series of events there. Warren is able to both get 2 near fall points and 2 points for the takedown. Like I told you, Avi, you never know when he's going to put a throw in there. Even if it didn't work in the first period, even if it didn't work the second time in the first period, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, he throws it in right from neutral, and just like that, he has a 3-point lead with 30 seconds left in the second period.
I like that he's not being extremely conservative. He's going for the win. He's not just trying to stall it out. So,
and he's not
like that.
And he's not afraid of a senior in the finals either. And just like that, Kingner finds himself in a 3-point hole at the end of the second period here with 20 seconds remaining.
Warren's riding on top. He's trying to bring him down. He's got the left arm locked in, pretty tight. Let's see if he can do anything with it. He's throwing in a leg. Oh, it's interesting. That's interesting. Let's see if he can capitalize from that. He's running a parallel ride. He's trying to turn him. He's trying to turn him with that parallel ride. If he can get into the side, that can get him some back points, get a tilt or something. It looks risky because he's high, but if he's good at this ride, he can really...
He's unable to get any points as the second period comes to a close. However, it was a huge turn of events. Warren took bottom, was able to get an escape, a takedown, and put Kigner on his back. And now, despite really dominating the first 3 minutes of this match, Kigner finds himself down by 3 in the third as he takes bottom.
Okay, so right now, Kigner really needs an escape here or a reversal. If he can escape on a takedown, he'll tie the match. Okay, but it doesn't look like Warren's not going to make that easy for him.
And again, Warren, just like Kigner, very strong from top. Even though these guys are only 120, they're very powerful, and they can't be undermined in any position, and we might be seeing some back points. So
Warren's trying to get a breakdown. He needs to break him down if he wants anything to work. It looks like Kigner's grabbing Warren's head, which is a reach back, which is traditionally very risky.
Especially in the finals against a good wrestler like Warren. If I were him, I would focus more on just trying to get some points. He's down by 3. Just try to get 1, try to get 2, and go from there. There's still a lot of time left, a minute and a half left in the third. Let's see if he can get some momentum.
Because like this is one of you got to think about points the entire match for one of these. Don't necessarily be thinking about the pin. Try to get any point you can. So Orange needs to get out right now if he wants a shot. It's a minute 15 seconds left. Minute 10 right now. Warren's still trying. He's trying to run something down. He's having a really hard time breaking down Kigner. Kigner's got a very strong base, but Kigner's got his arm locked, so he can't get out right now.
He's got his arm locked, and he's got a leg in as well, which is making it very hard for Kigner to get anything. And Warren's doing a great job of riding around the circle, the edge of the mat. And the ref is calling a stalling warning on Warren for not doing anything. So with 53 seconds left, Kigner finds himself in a bit of trouble, down 3 points. He needs to do something, and something soon.
And Warren also needs to do something if he doesn't want to get another stalling call on him. So let's see if he mixes it up. Let's see what he's got. Okay, Warren with the breakdown. Let's see him run something. He's still got that left arm lock, but I want to see him run something. He's trying to run a chicken wing, but it's hard to run if you can't break Kigner down.
Kigner's having
Looks like Warren's trying to get out. They went out of bounds before Kigner can get the point.
Kigner's having a lot of trouble getting exploding from top, and now time is not on his side. He needs to move quicker. He can't wait 10 seconds before getting some points. He has to do something right away, right off the whistle.
And you know Warren's very aware of the score. He just pushed Kigner out of bounds so he couldn't get that escape point. So right now, I mean, Warren needs to be wrestling, but he needs to be very cautious right now, not do anything risky.
And we're seeing that his strategy has changed from the beginning of the match where he was trying to throw right and left, and now he's just focused on keeping Kigner broken down with a truly demanding grip on his right wrist, and Kigner's having really a trouble doing anything with 15 seconds left of the match and himself in a world of trouble.
Warren's riding a little bit high, but he's got great balance, so he can get away with it. A lot of people can't, but he's very aware of where he is. Oh, he's running a half. Warren's running a half. He's got the left arm locked. That could lead to something. Kigner doesn't want to give it to him. He's fighting hard.
It doesn't, but it doesn't matter in any event. A great fought match. Incredible sportsmanship at the end there. Despite the early takedown by Kigner, Warren is able to come back with a big throw in the second period and come out on top with a 5-2 win. The sophomore, after winning as a freshman, wins as a sophomore. Tough to see Kigner lose in the finals again, but really an incredible career.
Simply Brothers better look out for this guy. He might take the title.
And yes, also worthwhile to note that he is a member of the Maimonides MCATS wrestling program. Maimonides is a school that only began wrestling a few years ago, and they're only finalist ever the past 2 years. Obviously, they're only champion now. They're 2-0 in the finals, which is quite an impressive feat. And really, it's great to see a new program like theirs making strides. And who knows, they can make even more waves going forward. It's hard to believe SAR is winning by so many points. But don't forget, Avi, they only started wrestling a few years ago. So maybe keep an eye on Maimonides.
There's a lot of victories here. It's not just about getting first place. This is a very great accomplishment right now for Maimonides. And just think about it. I don't want to jump the gun too much, but let's just say he did win 4 years in a row. That would be extremely impressive for Maimonides, who just has a team for a few years, and having a guy get up there and accomplish something that hardly anyone else has. So
absolutely. So just to catch up our viewers at home as more of you join in. We apologize for the earlier technical difficulties on YouTube. We hope you're listening. SAR is winning by a wide margin. However, there's a lot of exciting matches coming up here in the finals. TABC, Kushner, Frisch, Eiderkrown, MTA are all in contention for second, third, and fourth. MTA in particular has done very well with 6 finalists, one of them being Akiva Axel, a previous 4th place winner who's now wrestling Max Berger for the 126 championship.
Max Berger is he's extremely impressive from neutral. He's got such a quick shot. Like the other match I saw him wrestling, he would take the guys down so fast. So let's just see. He's being smart. He doesn't want to be risky here, so he's waiting for a good opportunity.
And Max is the younger brother of Jeremy Berger, who we're going to talk about more later in this broadcast. But just like Shlomo Warren, won as a freshman last year at 120, and now has a chance to repeat as a sophomore at 126.
Okay, there we go. So it looks like Berger's going in for the shot. Okay. Axel's fighting very hard, but Berger gets the takedown in the end. Very fast. Very impressive from neutral.
And you're seeing the speed of Berger there. He's able to not only get a shot in, he knows exactly where he is, able to turn the corner as soon as he has an opening. And just like that, with the minute 23 left in the match, Berger has a 2-0 lead on Axel.
Very smart wrestler from neutral. Honestly, one of the most impressive I've seen in this tournament so far. Okay, so it looks like Berger's trying to break down Axel. Axel got a very strong base. He's got a leg lock, though. Berger's got a leg lock. It looks like Axel has gotten out, but he hasn't gotten a point yet. Axel needs to get his escape. He's almost out, but Berger still has a leg, so he hasn't gotten any points. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if Berger's trying to go for a tilt here or something. He almost got Axel to his back. Okay, now they're back in neutral. Axel got his escape. Let's see if he can get a takedown against Berger.
With 47 seconds remaining, we're probably going to see some more scoring here in the second period.
I think that Axel needs to be the one to shoot if he wants to get a shot, if he wants to get a takedown here, because Berger's just got an incredibly fast shot. So if he waits, there he waited. Berger got a shot. Great sprawl by Axel. Sprawling hard, but Berger was pushing it hard. They go out of bounds.
Yeah, with 30 seconds remaining here in the second in the first period, we're seeing that two wrestlers are pretty evenly matched. Berger obviously with the upper hand a little bit, but definitely I think we're in for a good match as we progress here.
Okay, there Axel goes in for the shot this time. Great sprawl by Berger. Berger's got a hook. He wanted to run the cement mixer, but I think that Axel's stronger than Berger, so Berger needs to be technical here and not try to outmuscle, which is what he's doing right now.
Not the best shot by Axel. He took it without setting up, very far away, and thus far Berger has been able to score, but Axel's keep on coming. And
no points yet on this takedown. They're still fighting for it. There we go. Axel got the takedown in the end.
The late 2-point takedown by Axel, that's huge. He is an upperclassman. It's only his second year wrestling, but despite the early nerves might be getting to him, he might have gotten taken down. But now, just like that, he's able to get an escape, a takedown on Berger, and the momentum might be shifting in his favor as Berger starts the second period from bottom.
Axel takes the lead. But just letting you know, Axel deferred. He had decision for what position to choose. He deferred, which is smart. He expects it to go to the third period, and then he'll have choice then. And Berger chose down because it's easier to score points from bottom. So let's see what Berger has from bottom. Let's see what Axel has from top. We haven't seen this yet. Okay, so it looks like Berger's got a strong base, and Axel is riding a little bit high, but he has a leg locked, which keeps him safe. But I'm not sure what he's trying to run here. Okay, it looks like Berger is up. Let's see if he can get an escape here. Okay, no, he gets slammed down by Axel. No points there, but
it got the crowd into it, didn't it,
Yeah, impressive slam. That was very risky. That was almost a full Nelson. They didn't call it, but it was very close. Berger has an extremely strong base. It's very hard to turn somebody with a base like that. So there we go. Axel broke him down. He needs a wrist if he wants to run that half. He's trying to run it, but Berger's fighting it hard.
Berger's fighting it hard.
Potentially dangerous.
A full Nelson. Axel made a slight mistake there. Got the second hand in. You can't do that for the viewers at home. That is a penalty point for...
which is huge because that ties the match right now.
It ties up the match. It's 3-3 now, and now if Berger can get an escape, he'll take the lead. However, Axel again, there's a lot of time left, a minute 18 left in the second period. Let's see what he can do from top and maybe turn him because he was close there.
Seems to be Axel's got strength on Berger, so he needs to capitalize now while he's on top. He needs to break him down. He needs to run it slow. Berger's got speed on him. He's got strength, so let's see what will happen here. He's running an interesting, trying to cross spiral ride, trying to get the breakdown, but Berger's got an extremely strong base. He's had a hard time breaking him down so far. Oh, there's almost a turn there. Berger's trying to switch. He's trying to switch. He almost got out. Not quite. He's trying to stand up now. If Berger could grab his head, I think he'd be able to get out, but let's see what he does.
Great riding by Axel, able to keep Berger down to the mat, and Berger's having a lot of trouble getting any type of offense. And again, this is no slouch of a wrestler. Right. Very impressive from bottom. He's usually able to score very quickly.
Axel's running a half right now. If he can sink this in, he needs to take it slow and sink it in. He almost has a pin. He's pinned. I think he's pinned. There you go.
And there you go. An upset. An upset, and the MTA coaches go wild. Max Berger, very upsetting. Axel was down Axel was down for a significant portion of that match, but he was able to really overcome the early nerves, the early cobwebs, and have a big upset against Max Berger, the defending champion. I'm sure we'll see more of him the next 2 years at Wittenberg, but after winning as a freshman, falls to the senior Keith Axel, only his second year wrestling. Very impressive. Avi, right about now, I think that we're going to. Oh, and there's the celebratory motion by Axel. So I think that right now we're going to do. We're going to thank Avi Steinberg for helping us out in the booth. We're going to switch him with Amichai Levy, the former and now again current play-by-play broadcaster. And we are going to proceed into the 132 finals. I think we'll hear more from Avi later. He's done a great job broadcasting so far. However, Amichai has been a huge part of the broadcast in its previous iterations at Yeshiva University, and it's good to have you back in the booth.
Adir, it is such a pleasure to be sitting here with you right now. I'm so glad that we're at the tournament and doing this again like we love doing.
And absolutely, and like I mentioned Avi before, when I heard the unfortunate news that the tournament was not going to be happening at Yeshiva University this year, I thought that perhaps the broadcast would not again occur. But here we are again in Paramus, New Jersey for an exciting 132-pound matchup between Jonathan Weiner and Ofri Ben David.
And I apologize for my voice. It's been a little bit of a wild weekend of wrestling, and I may have gotten overexcited at moments, as I've been known to do in the sport of wrestling. All right, wow, right at the bat we got shot by Ofri Ben David and good sprawl and good hips by Jonathan Weiner. Now let me just say, Jonathan Weiner is known for his defense. He might have the best defense in the Yeshiva Wrestling Association. As I say that though, Ofri Ben David is wrestling tough on that ankle, sucking that in. If he might pop his hips over towards the right side and cover the hips of Weiner, he could have his 2 points. So this is really an impressive showing by Ofri Ben David, where Weiner is now cranking on that neck and the far arm, trying to keep his hips up parallel with the mat, and so far he's doing a good job defending.
Still no points though.
That head is stuffed, and when that head is stuffed like that in the mat, it's usually a good sign for Jonathan Weiner, returning finalist. Okay, wow, never mind. Ofri Ben David with the leg, able to finish in that scramble position.
Ofri Ben David with the early takedown. That's huge. The senior captain of Ida Crown, a 50-match winner, incredibly strong. One of their lead wrestlers, but he's got a tough match here against Weiner, but a big early statement takedown.
Wow, looking roll through tilt, didn't quite get it. Not enough exposure time for the count, and now we see Ofri working those arm bars. Let's see if he can run it. He might try to sink that in a little deeper, run towards the head. Lots of things you could do with that arm. Right now, Weiner seems content, just chilling out on bottom, looking to build his base. There are 34 seconds left in the period, so plenty of time to make something happen with the wrestling here on the edge and to go out of bounds.
Just for our viewers at home, those who watched last year, you'll probably remember Jonathan Weiner as someone who was a returning finalist. He actually lost a triple overtime match to Joey Frank, which was one of the most exciting matches of the tournament. Looking to get revenge here, looking to go out on top as SAR's captain. We have a quick caution, but both these wrestlers are tough. This is one of the matches I was looking forward to when I saw this bracket from the start, and we'll see. Early nerves looks like for both these wrestlers. This match means a lot to them as seniors. We'll see who can come out on top.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got a nice quick sit out by Weiner to his legs, looking to turn in. Ofri Ben David throws in a boot, really? Oh, never mind. All right, Ofri, we got Weiner broken down.
And Ofri Ben David is very strong. He's hard to score from every position. He's very
tight waist. He's throwing in the boot. He likes the boot.
He likes the boot. He likes using his physical strength to overpower his opponents, and that's what you see in the type of positions he puts them in, especially from top as we close the first period. Ooh. Almost about to get back points. Almost for Ofri Ben David about to get put a reversal, but definitely the kind of results he was looking for going into this match with a 2-0 lead, and the choice going to Ben David, and he is going to defer to Weiner, who is going to try to see if he can have better luck from bottom than he did in the first period.
Yeah, I mean, he ran out of time in the last period, but he definitely had Ofri in a lot of danger as Ofri threw in the legs, and he was able to scoot his hips out and turn in. So again, we got this nice, caught the arm, throws it over the top. Ofri got high. Now this is Weiner's position. If he pops his head up, he's running near side cradle. Never mind, but a seatbelt position here.
And Ben David has to be careful. He can't get caught. But we're seeing a 1-point escape. That could have been a lot worse for Ben David. He avoided getting put in his back, avoided even a reversal. So now the score is 2-1 with 1:36 seconds left here in the second period.
All right, that's right. Let's see what happens as both these wrestlers try to open it up a little bit. They've already had a period to fill each other out, get a sense of what each one is looking for.
And Ronnie Simply, the coach of SAR, said, "Look, keep a lookout for the tie-ups. Very methodical from Weiner in neutral. He really is known for his ability to get takedowns. He's not necessarily like so many other SAR wrestlers in that regard. So we'll see what he can do from this position as we have a minute and 10 seconds remaining here in the second period. Ben David still holding a 2-1 lead.
Exactly right. Wiener doesn't like that far out, fast, up-down style that you see, for example, from the Burgers, but he's like this in-tight, close wrestling style. He got that underhook, inside trip, unbelievable! That's what I'm talking about! What a beautiful inside trip! I'm being told that I'm yelling too loud into the microphone. I'm going to try to avoid that. But,
a very great trip there from Wiener, and now with 44 seconds left in the period, he is holding a 3-2 lead. Again, Ben David not going on to his back, which is smart, but now, well, before he was in the lead, now he's down by 1, and he's got his work cut out for him with 30 seconds left in the second period.
Wiener's dangerous from this position with that arm elevated, but here he goes, going to try to sink back the hips, and Ofri sits out, gets the escape. But just as we were saying before, this is the beauty of the sport and the variety of the different styles, and Wiener's style is a tight, in-close style, underhooks, working the head, working the wrists, working the types. There you go, looking for that single leg, not quite there. Good hips from Ofri.
And I got to say, I'm very impressed with both these guys so far. Such tactically smart wrestlers, really, really outstanding from all positions. The strength in particular for 132 is both notable, and as we have a little bit of blood time here, both wrestlers are catching their breath. What do you think the coaches are telling them?
I mean, for both these guys, got to keep doing what they're doing. You know, they're both looking strong. They're both looking tough. And yeah, I think Wieners needs to feel confident in those positions. He's got to keep working that underhook, keep working his ties, and start opening up a little bit. I feel like that first period might have been a little bit tight, just wrestling defensive. But obviously, he's got a huge arsenal of offensive attacks. So it's just a matter of getting to them, opening them up, feeling loose, feeling comfortable in the spotlight, as we are right now.
Yeah, and it's worthwhile to note that both these wrestlers are former Wittenberg place winners. Ofri came in 3rd last year. Wiener has come in 5th, 3rd, and 2nd, looking to top it off with the only one that's left, 1st place. And as we are set to go with 11 seconds left in the second period, we'll see if anything could happen here.
Again, Wiener to the tie, looking high crotch. He's running towards the edge, trying to do crackbacks position. He gets it, trying to hop over the hips. He got it. 2-point takedown. Beautiful. Beautiful off the whistle in time as seconds ran out in the period. Gorgeous.
Yeah, a little bit of scrappiness there at the end of the match. It's now 5-3. Wiener gets a very important takedown at the end of the second period. So now with Ben David, you confused me. Ben David from bottom at the beginning of the third, down by 2. We'll see what he can do.
All right, looking maybe sit it, switch position, crab ride maybe, sitting his hips out. He's got to free his wrist and build his base here. Yeah. But Wiener riding tough.
Ben David is one of the best bottom wrestlers in the tournament, so I'd be surprised if he's able to stand bottom for so long. We'll see what Wiener can do. But certainly he's going to need some points quickly in order to turn this match around with 1:36 remaining in the third period and him down by 2.
Exactly. All right, Ben David up to his feet. He gets away. Beautiful stand-up.
Just like that. It's a 1-point match, 1.5 minutes left. Amichai, this is what we live for.
Exactly. All right. Let's see what we can do. I think Ben David probably wants to keep a distance. Here he goes. Looks and shoot from the outside. Not enough on it. Too far away. And the hips and defense of Wiener on display there as he gets his legs back and just spins behind. Now looking near side cradle. He looks like he got it. This is trouble for Ben David. Head in the hole for Wiener. Pressuring forward. It looks like he can get Ben David in trouble here.
Got a great grip, but he's not able to put him on his back yet. However, he does have a 3-point lead, 7-4, with 50 seconds remaining in the third period. Ben David is in trouble, and we'll see what he can do in order to try to turn this match around. He needs something big here.
All right, and Ben David gets away. So now it's 7-5.
He needs a takedown. We'll see what he can do. Wiener's up by 2. We'll see if he can close the match out. 30 seconds left.
Wiener tapping the head.
Does Ben David have one more takedown left?
Those shots do not look like they're going to work against such a strong defensive wrestler as Wiener. Ben David's got to get his motion going.
15 seconds left. He needs to shoot.
There we go. Shot by Wiener from the outside. Doesn't even need the takedown, but goes for it anyway.
10 seconds. Ben David has to shoot. Looks like he's not totally aware of the situation. And he unfortunately might fall a little short.
Half a shot there. Front headlock position by Wiener, wrestling on the edge. Wiener probably feels comfortable, and that's it. That's the match.
The celebration, perhaps a little excessive by Wiener. A close match, very exciting, but he's able to come out on top with a score of 7-5. Happy to see a senior win his last match like that. We're about to go to the 138 finals. Before we do, again, we apologize again for the technical difficulties. I want to catch our viewers up at home with all the exciting Wittenberg action we've seen so far. At 106, we had a great match where Ori Feinberg defeated Nadav Adler. At 113, Sam Frank beat Ben Anatovsky. At 120, Oren Kigner was defeated by Shlomo Warren, winning his second straight championship. At 126, Akiva Axel upset Max Berger. And at 132, we just saw Jonathan Wiener in an exciting match beating Ofer Ben David. And now, again, SAR has a pretty significant lead, but many more exciting finals matches to come here at 138, and all the more so at 145, which we'll talk about in a second. But first, the 138 match between Rafi Chernoff and Leo Weiner, not Wiener, Weiner of SAR, of no relation, is actually a rematch of the 132 third place match from last year. Both very, very impressive wrestlers. Chernoff a junior, Weiner a senior, I believe. I think Chernoff won last year, and we will see what happens, Amichai.
Yeah, I'm glad you got these names under control, because those are always tough.
Chernoff, actually the younger brother of Chaim Chernoff, a previous Wittenberg champion for Ida Crown. And as Leo Weiner is looking again as a junior to win, he has a tough bout here, and we'll see what happens.
All right, here we're probably going to see the standard, what SAR style is known for, this fast hands, up, down, lots of motion, which I really love to see. Chernoff looks like he's keeping just a strong, sort of staggered stance here.
Chernoff is a bit of a funky wrestler, so you never know exactly what he's going to pull.
Oh, I love that. Nice high crotch dump attempt right there, Leo Weiner. No finish yet. He's got a hunt for the head, maybe. He's close to finishing, got his head out. Takedown, 2 points. Now running the half on the left side.
2 points awarded to Leo, and that's big because, again, especially when you're facing a guy who's beaten as they go out of bounds, especially when you're facing a guy who's beaten you before, it's very important to try to score early and score often. And here he has a 2-0 lead with 1:20 left in the first period.
Chernoff switches his hips out off the whistle. Back to his base.
If it looks to our viewers at home that there's an SAR wrestler in every match, or just about it, there's only 14 weight classes, but 10 SAR wrestlers in the finals, and that again has been a significant part of their ability to win their second straight Wittenberg title.
Weiner hasn't broken down flat on the mat. Chernoff trying to build his base. Weiner seems to have an arm bar on the left side. That could be very useful for him. If he's able to get perpendicular, run his hips to the left. Oh, what do we see here? Sit out, maybe, switch?
Oh, all right. Chernoff's in trouble.
That's it, whip over by Weiner, but not able to keep Chernoff on his back. Chernoff rebuilding his base.
Chernoff almost got the points there, but thankful, I think, that he wasn't putting his back. And again, with 35 seconds left, the match is still 2-0 in favor of Weiner.
All right, methodical top wrestling here by Weiner, looking half Nelson. Oh, never mind, not half Nelson, controlling the wrists. Looking cradle now, far side cradle, nothing there. Chernoff looked like he got in on the leg in that scramble position.
And it's important that with 20 seconds left, Chernoff has to score something. He's still on 2-0. He's come close twice to getting a point. It's very important to at least get an escape here going into the second period as he's down by 2-0.
Definitely, be a big, big change in momentum if he's able to get it. But Weiner riding really tough here. Nice deep, tight waist, far ankle. That's a solid ride. Trying to break that hip down. Now Chernoff controlling the wrist. Trying to get his hips away. We're down to just 2 seconds. And with that, the period ends.
And I'm sure that's exactly what the coaches of SAR were hoping for from Leo Weiner in the first period. Looking very strong, as many of the wrestlers have been. And it is the deferral of Weiner. Chernoff's about to take bottom. I just want to make a quick plug here, Amichai, for the YWA. Some thinks it stands for Yidden with Attitude, but it actually stands for the Yeshiva Wrestling Association, and they've been crucial in making this tournament happen despite all the transition and the drama of this year. So please go to yeshivawrestling.com, perhaps even make a donation. The tournament costs a lot of money, and it wouldn't have happened with all the efforts of all those involved. But now we have some problems for Chernoff.
Well, Weiner able to run the half, get Chernoff in a lot of trouble. Chernoff looking to bridge out. Ooh, reverse half Nelson here by Weiner, looking for the pin. Looks like he might get it.
He's got a very strong hold on Chernoff, and he's in a world of trouble trying to get out.
Plenty of time, minute 25. Again, half Nelson.
Very deep.
Weiner needs to be chest on chest here. Ooh, Chernoff able to get back to safety.
Fighting for his life. He's down 5-0, but for a moment there I thought he might be done. And now he's down by 5 points, and he's going to do everything he can to turn this match around with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining.
And Adir, I just want to affirm what you said about, I know we both know firsthand the sacrifice and the dedication that the people who've made this tournament possible have done, and their unbelievable commitment. All right, here we go. We got headlock position by Chernoff. He's got Weiner in a bit of trouble, but Weiner got his head out, and now he's on top again. So I think that's no change. The score is 5-0.
We're seeing a lot of effort by a lot of these wrestlers early on trying to go for heads in these finals matches. I'm a little surprised. I think that Chernoff should really here just focus on maybe trying to get some points, but now instead, 30 seconds after the match, he's down by 2 and maybe more.
Ooh, and that half. Again, Chernoff in trouble. He's done a good job of fighting off his back so far and continues to do so as they go out of bounds. Just 23 seconds left in this second period.
7-0. Chernoff looks a little shell-shocked, but Weiner, again, looking very confident, looking like this is his match to win, and we're seeing he's putting forth all his effort in building up a significant lead.
All right, suck-back attempt here by Weiner. Chernoff's got good hips. Looks like he should be able to sit out. Not quite. Weiner gets behind again. Time, 10 seconds left. Second period. Crossface here by Weiner, looking for a way to continue his dominance here on top and break Weiner back down. Sorry, break Chernoff back down. But the period expires, and we will go into the third.
7-0, Weiner's lead, and I can't be more impressed with what he's done so far. He's really been dominant from top, dominant from neutral, and so we're gonna see what he's like on bottom. We're gonna see him from bottom for the first time this match. But a very impressive performance so far. Let's see if he can close it out and win the Wittenberg title.
Absolutely. So here we go. Let's see if Chernoff can turn the tides here on top. It's his first opportunity. He's gonna try to. He's a little bit high, cross-facing hard. Looks like a serious cross-face. Throwing the leg light. Nice. Okay. And now we got Weiner up in a quad pop position. He might be looking kamikaze. Chernoff's a bit high. Weiner's got to sort of shake him over the top if he can, swim his arms, maybe grab a limb or an arm or a head. I think he's doing that. And I think Weiner should be safe here. Chernoff is in a lot of danger because he is just a little bit too high. His hips elevated, and he should be able to pop out, and he's super close. Nothing yet, nothing yet. Very interesting scramble here. Weiner gets his hips out, yep. That's another 2 points, 9-0, minute 10 left.
Chernoff was never in control in that position. He was always high, and Weiner finally able to swim through, do the reversal, and now he finds himself with a 9-point lead with a minute left in the match. Obviously, there still is a lot of time left, and we'll see what Chernoff can do, but I think maybe it's worthwhile, given the gravity of the upcoming match, perhaps we preview it for a moment. We have coming up at 1:45, Naftali Horowitz versus Jeremy Berger, the defending most outstanding wrestler. Naftali Horowitz going against Jeremy Berger, the two-time defending Wittenberg titleist. And now here we have Chernoff on his back. We have Weiner letting him up. 9-1 with 30 seconds left in the match. We'll see if Chernoff can get a throw. But again, we just want to remind our viewers, probably the match of the tournament is coming up next. All eyes are glued on the center mat, and you're in for a treat.
Yeah, so again, a lot of action still in this match. Weiner in on a leg. Looks like he's getting another takedown. We got 10 seconds left. And now I do want to follow Adir's lead and start transitioning to the next match, because if you are a fan or have any association, with Yeshiva Wrestling, then you probably know who Naftali Horowitz is.
But before we get to that, let's first congratulate Leo Weiner on a great finals win versus Rafi Chernoff. Second Night of Crown finals, unfortunately, neither of them have gotten the result they wanted, but enough said about that. Let's talk about the big event.
Yeah, I mean, I lost my mind last year at the match between Naftali Horowitz and
Kobe Kessler. The upset of the tournament. It turned out that, and actually Coach Carlos of MTA said that it was a tough act to follow with Naftali winning the most outstanding wrestler. But really, he's only followed up this year with an incredible season. He's actually defeating a former rival of his who's won private state championships in New York 3 times. An incredible wrestler. I know you have experience wrestling him. But more than that, he also has a huge challenge, perhaps, versus Jeremy Berger, who, for those who remember hearing the name, came in second place his first year at YU at the Wittenberg tournament, then beat the person who beat him, Robert Elsas. The next year as a sophomore came in first, and then last year again came in first. So he's already been to the finals 3 times. He's won twice, and he actually made a very brave decision to bump up a weight class. Tell us more about that, Amikai.
Yeah, listen, Naftali Horowitz is really pound-for-pound wrestler of this tournament, known to be the best wrestler. Last year, he beat the most outstanding wrestler to become the most outstanding wrestler. When I showed up at this tournament on Friday, and I looked at the brackets, and I saw Jeremy Berger was at 145, I immediately understood what was going on. But to confirm my impressions, I went over to Jeremy Berger, I went over to his coach, and I asked him, what's going on? Jeremy Berger's a 138 wrestler, why is he at 145? And the answer that I got is because Jeremy Berger wants to wrestle Naftali Horowitz. These are the two contenders for the pound-for-pound wrestler spot. And just the fact that Jeremy Berger got here, wrestling guys with a 10-pound weight difference at least, often more, is incredible. Clearly undersized, able to get to the finals, to do it, to take on the pound-for-pound wrestler of the tournament. And we see an amazing, beautiful shot off the whistle. Naftali Horowitz takes him down.
Yeah, and you can see the size differential. You have to give credit whatever happens to Berger. He probably would have won the 138 weight class to bump up, take on Horowitz, see what he can do against perhaps the best wrestler in the tournament, maybe score an upset. They've faced earlier in this year. Horowitz had a commanding 14-0 lead before pinning Berger, but Berger's convinced he's going to have a different result this time. However, Horowitz has found himself in an early 2-0 lead.
Exactly. And I just want to emphasize, like, that's the beauty of our sport, because it's no question that Berger could have walked through this tournament. There's no question about that. He's done it 3 times, but that's not what he came here to do. He came here to wrestle the best because he wants to be the best, and that's incredibly commendable and incredibly exciting.
However, he's finding himself in a bit of trouble early on. 1:08 left here in the first period, and he's already down 4-0. An early takedown by Horowitz on the edge of the mat, and also back points on the edge of the mat, and Horowitz is finding himself with a good lead.
Yeah, it goes without saying that Horowitz is a monster in all positions, and he's wrestling to win this tournament, and he's training not only to win the tournament, but to win state-level public tournaments, and he's really on a plane of his own when it comes to wrestling, really solid in all positions. We see now his top riding abilities with that arm barred. He also loves to throw in legs. Was able to work with Berger a little bit on legs this season and this weekend, really just this weekend. But in preparation for this match.
Another 2 points for Horowitz here. He's opened up a 6-0 lead with 30 seconds left in the first period. And you can tell Berger is a bit undersized. Naftali probably cut some weight. Obviously, Berger bumped up, but he's able to get an escape.
Gets the escape, so here we go. This could be interesting. Now, Berger is good for that low singles. Whoa, beautiful takedown defense. He saw that sprawl. He saw that shot coming.
And you can tell, despite the score, he's not scared. He's going to wrestle until the last second of this match, as all the SAR wrestlers do, and we'll see what can happen here.
Yeah, and no matter what the score is, this is an incredibly exciting match. Wow! Unbelievable. I'm sorry for screaming to the microphone. What a shot. Oh, my God. And great, great defense from Naftali Horowitz. This is exciting.
It looked like Berger had great penetration on that low single, but even with perhaps one of his best shots, Horowitz is able to defend it somewhat easily, get around. He enters the second period with an 8-1 lead, and I'll be honest, Amichai, I think so far we've seen who looks like the better wrestler in this match.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, again, it goes without saying that Berger's a major underdog. But I think at this point, as a fan of the sport, I just want to see what Berger can do, and I just want to see, he came here to wrestle, and every time that he gets in deep, or it's just what this is all about. It's incredibly exciing. All right, we got an injury time here.
He's bleeding from the mouth. That was a very good shot. It looked like he was. Ooh, there was a little bit of bleeding from the mouth or from the nose. He'll be okay. But yeah, we're definitely seeing a bit of a size disparity, I think, with the wrestling actually between Berger and Horowitz. Horowitz is noticeably bigger. I think the SAR coaches actually mentioned to me they were a little surprised when they saw him at 145, but Berger had no second thoughts about still wrestling in that position, and that Horowitz also was excited about the opportunity to take on and hopefully beat a two-time defending champion. What do you see so far in the match that stuck out to you, Amichai?
I mean, I just love the fact that Berger is letting it fly, all right? And he's not being intimidated. A lot of wrestlers, even in even matches, have a problem of dealing with the intimidation factor, with the fact that it is scary to open up and to let loose and to let things fly, especially in front of an audience like this. But Berger, in a match where he is clearly a major underdog, is showing no fear. Tremendous amount of courage, and I'm going to reiterate it, so much respect for his coaches and for him for what he's done to make it to the finals undersized and to wrestle, to show up like he really wants to wrestle. So yeah, I mean, we've seen great shots from him, and I think he's super close to finishing. He's just got to deal with the amazing funk and agility of Natalie Horowitz, who is so strong in those positions where a guy is in on his legs and he just is able to twist out of it or pass the leg or something like that.
Yeah, as we continue to have a little bit of injury time here, I want to again make note of a few things. Number one, our gratitude to the Frisch School for allowing the Yeshiva Wrestling Association to use their facilities. There are 4 schools actually gave mats in order for the tournament to happen. MTA and SAR are the 2 schools who are being wrestling right now, being 2 of them, in addition to TABC and Frisch. It's really been a great tournament. In fact, there were 4 mats, which has allowed us to finish the tournament on a Sunday night instead of Monday night, as has been the case in previous years. And again, the gratitude goes out to them and to the entire YWA, particularly Neil Ellman for all he has done to ensure this tournament would happen again this year, something which was not a given, but which everyone here is again very grateful for. And we recommend for all our viewers at home to go to yeshivawrestling.com, perhaps make a donation, so that the tournament continue to make a positive impact on so many young yeshiva wrestlers in the years to come.
Yeah, Neil Ellman is really a personal mentor for me. He's been my coach, and for hundreds and hundreds of other wrestlers and people. The fact that he's no longer the coach of the YU wrestling team is something that is deeply saddening to me, but he is incredibly active and involved in the Yeshiva Wrestling Association, and he does a tremendous amount of work for the high school programs, and this is an example of that. This is the example of that. This is a demonstration of his incredible commitment and dedication and love for the sport, his passion, and for the people that are wrestling in it.
And it was so nice to hear the crowd give him a truly touching round of applause at the beginning of the final ceremony, which our viewers at home were not able to see, but everyone who was here will remember it for quite some time. But let's go back to talking about this match. Tell me a little more about Naftali Horowitz and his dominance the last 2 years and what you've seen from him so far in this match and this tournament.
Thankfully, we're so grateful Naftali was able to come by the Westchester Hebrew High School Wrestling Room to wrestle with my guys that I coach and to wrestle with me, and it's always a really fun for me to wrestle with Naftali. And he's like such a talent. And he's a guy who trains at MTA. He has incredible coaches, the MTA coaches, and he has an incredible support and his teammates. But he also finds ways to train outside of MTA. He finds other avenues and gyms, and he finds the tournaments and competition that most Yeshiva wrestlers don't find or don't have access to, because he's really seeking out the best, just like Jeremy Berger is here too. And so, yeah, it's safe to say, I think all of us coming to tournament assume that he's really on another level. We're seeing a bit of that now. And I told Jeremy Berger before the match, you got nothing to fear. You got nothing to be nervous about. You're the underdog. That's where you want to be. You want to just make things happen, make the crowd excited, do your thing, and no matter what happens, you're awesome. And so that's where we are.
And it goes without saying, I think also for all the younger wrestlers here, that both these guys are such hard workers. I think that no one can question their work ethic, and that's why they're the leaders, the captains of their team. And so it goes to show that if you did okay this tournament, maybe you didn't get place as high as you want, maybe you didn't place at all. If you work, these guys weren't exactly doing crazy things when they were first freshmen either. But when you work hard, you put in all the effort, anything can happen. And now after a bit of an extended break, let's get back to wrestling from neutral with the score 9-1, a minute 44 left in the second between Horowitz and Berger.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking Berger might want to make a bit of an adjustment on that shot. He's able to get in and gotten twice, but Horowitz's ability to spin out of that has just been really strong. But this defense here by Berger is super impressive to me as the Horowitz gets his motion going. Oh, beautiful shot again. That spin move, Berger's got to keep it. Okay, this is really interesting scramble position here. But Horowitz passing the leg, showing his dominance in the scramble positions, again is able to score. The score now 11-1 with a minute 15.
And the anticipation of Horowitz is great, and as quick as Berger shot is, immediately he's able to get around. Immediately he's able to find him, spin around him, and just like that, it's 11-1. It's a 10-point lead. Berger's best efforts from neutral, that low single, it's just not working because every time he gets it, Horowitz is able to get around him and find himself on top.
Yeah, so it's got to be a bit disappointment there not to have it yet. But now he's on bottom, and he's got to watch out for all the really impressive attacks that Horowitz has on top. Incredibly versatile on top. Right now we see him barring the arm and a tight waist on the left side. He's probably going to look for a tilt here. He's probably going to sit through on his right. All right, regrouping behind the hips. Now Berger got to stand up going. He's trying to get his hips away, free his hands, and he's super close. He's close, running. Oh, man, Naftali Horowitz missed the trip once. got a lift and a return the second time.
And with 40 seconds left, we're again seeing how the weight advantage is probably paying in Horowitz's favor. He's able to really, obviously, in addition to all his great skill, his ability to overcome Berger and be able to keep him on the mat has been the story so far.
Here we go. We got tilt from the wrist ride. Berger's giving up back points, looking to turn into Horowitz and get his hips away. Kicks out, recovers to his base, 10 seconds left. Building his base here. 14-1, 5 seconds left in the second period. Cradle, no, ball and chain position by Horowitz, not enough.
And Berger was building his base, but Horowitz has been building his lead. And just like that, he's up 14-1, a commanding 13-point lead in position perhaps to tech fall or even pin Berger as we begin the third period. Probably not a position Berger has been used to. And Naftali chooses neutral, looking for a takedown to win this match by tech fall.
Yeah, and I personally wrestled up weight classes before, and it's not fun, believe me. And if win or lose, it's like carrying a lot of extra weight on your shoulders.
And there it is on the edge of the mat. Horowitz is able to keep both feet in, get the tech fall, an impressive win. Perhaps he will repeat as most outstanding wrestler. I think everyone in the gym should recognize the great skill both these wrestlers have, how much they've given to the tournament these past 4 years. And it's great to see a great fight and Naftali Horowitz go out on top as a very impressive champion at the 145 weight class.
Really nice.
Hard to top that.
Applause from the fans, from the coaches, from the wrestlers.
And a recognition of a great career by both these guys.
Absolutely.
One of the coaches of MTA, Jonas Stroma, a former standout of their program, mentioned that he thinks that actually there's a chance for Naftali to perhaps even wrestle in Israel on the Israeli team. So that would be something definitely to watch. It's great to see Wittenberg alumni do big things, and he has a lot to be proud of what he's done the last 2 years. Nothing short of remarkable and dominant.
Indeed. All right, who we got next?
We got another great match coming up here at 152. Just because the highlight of the day is done doesn't mean that our viewers at home should tune off the telly. We have at 152. We have Josef Kurlansik of MTA versus Matthew Jacoby of Ida Crown. Ida Crown's last finalist, hoping to get at least one champion. Kurlansik is a returning finalist who lost a tough match last year in the finals, while Jacoby is previously come in third, another one of Ida Crown's strong senior class who's looking to get hopefully at least one champion. And both 152-pounders, both having very impressive seniors. Jacoby, a regional champion, the only one of Ida Crown. Ben David actually would have been a regional champion without having to forfeit to a girl in the first round, something I forgot to mention earlier. But this should be a good match. Kurlansik's a very emotional wrestler. Let's see what we have going on.
All right, here we go. As we move up the weight classes, the styles change a little bit. Might see a little more methodical work, a little bit less up, down, fast hands, fast feet, but you never know. All right, so far these guys just feeling each other out. Now we got a shot from Jacoby from the outside. Almost got to pop his head out here and spin behind. Okay, Kurlansik wants that wrist. He might try something funky, Naftali Horowitz style, if he wants to pass that over his head, roll over his right shoulder.
Jacoby almost has control, but Horowitz grabbing onto that ankle. Dangerous positioning.
And that's great. That's exactly what Kurlansik wanted. His coach was yelling, don't let go of that ankle, and he did it.
Especially because Jacoby had such a deep shot, but you have to think with a minute 20 left in the first, Jacoby's going to go for a similar tactic here as he tries to get the first takedown.
And we are still scoreless. Fakes by Kurlansik. Jacoby just circling, looking for an opening. Oh, fake top. Half shot by Jacoby, not enough on it.
Kurlansik saw it through and through. He's probably going to have to set something up in order to be able to get those 2 points.
Yep. Kurlansik tapping the head, shot by Jacoby from the outside, not enough. Kurlansik's able to block those shots off pretty easily so far. Okay, wow. Ooh, Kurlansik almost had that re-attack. He was in pretty deep on the leg, but decided to let it go. And they're neutral again.
And we're seeing Jacoby not being afraid to take shots from very deep out. Perhaps if he gets a little closer, he'll be able to finish those takedowns. Not a lot of action here so far in the first. We'll see what happens as the match progresses.
28 seconds left. Fast hands by Kurlansik. Pressure on the head of Jacoby.
Both these wrestlers are being a little cautious here in the early going.
Oh, Kurlansik getting his motion going. Takes somewhat of a pretty deep shot. Jacoby able to sprawl out. Re-attack by Jacoby. Kurlansik now sprawling out. and he wants to get from distance. Oh, re-attack after he pushes him away. He's in deep. And this is a tough position to finish, though. Not enough time. Wow.
So a great shot there at the end, a great reshot, a re-attack, I guess as you like to call it, by Kurlancic, but not enough time left in the period. And now here's we go to the second. It's Jacoby's choice. He's going to take bottom. Again, only lost 2 matches all year. Probably Ida Crown's best wrestler on the team, but again, he has a tough opponent and a returning finalist in Kurlancic. One of the 2 Kurlancic brothers we'll see today, 2 of the Kurlancic triplets, the only 2 that wrestle are here in the finals. We'll see if either of them will be able to win Wittenberg.
Jacoby looking to scoot his hips out and turn in. Kurlancic riding tough, prying hard on the right side. Looks like he's got a claw ride. Now he comes to the leg. Oh, he's got a ride driving the half. Half from the knee is a little bit dangerous, and they go out of bounds.
Great riding so far by Kurlancic. Again, both these guys are very strong.
Still no score.
We'll see what can happen. As I'm sure Jacoby will again try another one of his explosive stand-ups. Jacoby's set from bottom, waits for the whistle of the referee. Going for the stand-up, building up a base, a nice tripod there. Going for the reversal, and he's in good position to get it here.
Wow, he's now in on the legs, and Kurlancic able to push him off. And they are back to neutral, so that's 1 point escape Jacoby.
1-0 lead in Jacoby's favor, looking to cap off his 20-win season with a 21st win that will be his first Wittenberg crown.
All right, Kurlancic pressuring on the head, trying to find another opening.
Again, not a lot of action. Both these wrestlers are still very cautious from neutral. We'll see if that continues to play out throughout the course of this match.
But we did have a really good scramble at the end of the first, so as 56 seconds, clock ticking, starting to get underneath a minute, we'll see if we can have a repeat.
Still nothing yet. 1-0 still in Jacoby's favor with 44 seconds left in the period.
Shot by Jacoby, re-attack Kurlancic, re-attack Kobe. Jacoby, re-attack both guys same time. And Kurlancic blasts through and a double 2-point takedown on the edge, and he pumps his fist.
It's a big takedown there by Kurlancic, able to again get on the edge. He came close before. That time he's able to finish, but with 34 seconds left, you can expect Jacoby to do his best to try to get out and again tie the match and send things back at neutral with him and Kurlancic deadlocked at 2. But for right now, it's still 2-1 in Kurlancic's favor. Again, the switch and the reversal. The reversal by Jacoby.
Textbook.
3-2 lead now in his favor with 26 seconds left. A great move right off the whistle, very explosive, and that's got to do a lot. And here we have a half.
Ooh, deep half Nelson's got Kurlancic in a bit of trouble. He's out. Ooh, that's a deep half Nelson. He's got to run it. Try to sink his hips back, get chest on chest. He doesn't want to go over the top. He's got a post to save himself from rolling through. But Kurlancic is able to roll through, and now got Jacoby in a lot of trouble.
A reversal with only 3 seconds left. Jacoby has to fight him off, and he probably will. But a flurry of scoring there. Let's see the refs sort it out. We had 2 points for Jacoby putting Kurlancic on his back, but then a 2-point reversal by Kurlancic and another 2-point near fall in his favor. So now the score is 7-5 in Kurlancic's favor going into the third period. The senior trying to win his last match. His choice, he chooses bottom. What do you expect to see here as we close this match out?
So yeah, I mean, I think Kurlancic is in the driver's seat. He's not under a lot of pressure. It's been a pretty slow-paced match so far. But he's obviously going to try to, work his move on bottom, whatever that is. And Jacoby able to return Kurlancic. Kurlancic back up to his feet, trying to clear the hips, trying to break the grip of Jacoby. Running, trying to stay in bounds. Doesn't want to go out of bounds here. Jacoby trying to trip him. Kurlancic gets hips away. 1-point escape. That makes it 8-5 in Kurlancic's favor.
8-5 in Kurlancic's favor. 1:40 left in the period. Jacoby is now down by 3, and he needs some points in order to come back in this match.
So we're in a tie. Kurlancic pressuring on the head, looking a little bit tired. Breaking stance here, but once again, he's in the driver's seat, not under a lot of pressure from Jacoby just right now. Oh, and he just blasts through.
Almost like a bull there. The ability of Kurlancic just to push through and push and push. One of the most emotional wrestlers on the MTA team, and you're seeing how he's not really wearing out, and he's thus far dictated a lot of the pace from neutral in this match, but Jacoby needs something with 1:15 left and him down by 3.
Right, so Jacoby reaching a little bit on those shots. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough to score on Kurlancic, who's clearly, he's a very strong defense. Ooh! Gorgeous level change there as Jacoby was reaching a bit. So he's got another 2 points. I think that makes it 10-5 if I'm not mistaken.
It does, 10-5.
Trying to get back points. You got 51 seconds remaining in the period of the match.
Jacoby needs to get out of bounds and try to reset from the center and hopefully turn this match around because he's finding himself now down 10-5 with 45 seconds left. In bottom, he's going to need some type of a roll, some type of a reversal, but instead, Kurlancic's going to let him up from neutral and try to go for another takedown where he has had a lot of success in the match.
I think that's a great decision. You know, he's clearly comfortable from his feet. Why bother risk it on top? I mean, the last takedown that we saw from Kurlancic, actually the second to last, was just like a shove, posting on both shoulders, setting up a double leg. So, just goes to show his positioning here is very strong, and his attacking ability is very, very strong.
Jacoby's in a bit of trouble here still. Down by 4 with 20 seconds left, and he needs to do something. Oh, there's a caution for stalling on Kurlancic.
First attack didn't go, now looking maybe front, looking for a head and arm, headlock throw, nothing going, 9 seconds.
He's stalling, and he might lose a point for it, but it's not going to matter because he's up by 4.
He's just dancing around here. Coach is yelling him.
And just like that.
Just like that. Congratulations to Josef Kurlancic.
Tough loss for Eiderkrown. Jacoby was one of their better wrestlers, unable to pull it off. I don't know the last time we had a tournament where Eiderkrown did not have a single champion, but looks like that's the case this year. Tough loss for Jacoby and for all of Aces Nation.
I know that's painful for you.
Yeah, as a former Eiderkrown wrestler, but as a program, I'm sure they'll be back, and I'm sure that they will rebuild. But you have to say a lot about Eiderkrown. About MTA. They had 6 wrestlers in the finals this year. Really an impressive run. A team that I think is in contention for second place after all these strong finals finishes. And so really a lot of respect to them. We're going to thank Amichai for being on there. He's now going to exit off, and Avi's going to come back on. So thank you, Amichai, for again doing this. It's always fun. But just to catch our viewers up at home, it's been a very exciting championship round. We've had a lot of great matches throughout. To catch you all up, we had, or at 106, we had Ori Feinberg beating Nadav Adler. 113, Sam Frank defeating Ben Antofsky. 120, Shlomo Warren beating Oren Kigner. 126, Akiva Axel beating Max Berger. 132, Ofri Ben David losing to Jonathan Wiener. 138, Leo Weiner beating Rafi Chernoff. At 145, Horowitz winning the match of the day against Jeremy Berger in dominating fashion. At 152, we just saw Josef Kurlancic beating Matthew Jacoby. Really, really great stuff all the way around. I want to make an earlier correction. I said that the Simchi brothers were the only 2 to win the Wittenberg tournament all 4 years. David Greenfeld of TBC also did so, and perhaps Shlomo Warren of Maimonides is in contention to do so. But we'll have to wait to see what happens the next 2 years. Coming up now, as we welcome Avi Steinberg back on air and say hi again to all our viewers back at home, is an interesting matchup. Another SAR wrestler, Daniel Osen of Salanter, Akiva Riverdale High School versus John Zugaft of Kushner. What's interesting about this match is it's very rare to see 2 wrestlers at the 160 weight class who have not previously placed at Wittenberg, but that's exactly what we have here, and it's sure to be an exciting one. Avi, tell me a little about what you've seen from Kushner in this tournament.
I mean, I think Kushner's really impressive. I think their coach is honestly extremely impressive. He's like turning this program around. They used to never be good. They had sometimes the guys would win second. You rarely saw Kushner guys in the finals, and now it's becoming like expected. He's really pushing their guys, and he's like changing the program around. It
used to be the case you would love to get a Kushner guy. Now you never want to get a Kushner guy.
We would be so happy if we can wrestle a Kushner guy.
Not anymore.
It's different these days.
But both these wrestlers are formidable, both Zukaft and Osen, and we'll see maybe perhaps as both of them have gone on a bit of a tear and gone to the Wittenberg Finals. What happens?
Great takedown there. Great shot by Zukaft.
But he's not able to finish it, and just like that, Osen is in potential position.
Zukaft's on his back right now.
So the takedown.
It looks like Osen's getting... So Osen get some back points there?
Osen got back points and the takedown. A great series of events there where Zugaft got what looked like to be a sure takedown.
Zugaft gets an escape. It's a fast-paced match. It just shows you got to be really careful with these guys. They're going to catch you if you're sloppy, so you got to be really smart.
4-1 in Osen's favor, but Zugaft again on the attack.
Okay, they're circling. These guys are moving fast. Now this time Osen goes in for the shot. Let's see if he can finish. Got some nice defense by Zugaft. Looks like he might be going for a cement mixer, but I think that he might be trying to stop that and just get his points. Oh, there we go. It looks like Zugaft gets the takedown. Ozen's on his back, but he's close to out of bounds. Zugaft needs to pull him in if he wants to potentially get a pin here.
He hasn't got enough moves yet.
He might be keeping him in.
He might be keeping him.
Ozen's legs are out, but his body is in. So right now, it's still in fair play. Let's see if he can get this pin right now. He might have him right now.
He does.
We go. That's a pin. Very impressive by Zugov to keep him in.
Absolutely. An impressive win by Zugov, Kushner's champion. Had an emotional win in the semifinals to make it to the finals, and a very quick win of 38 seconds, a fall left in the first period. He gets the fall. Kushner's champion of the tournament. We're seeing some emotion, tears welling up in the eyes. A good run by Osen to make it to the finals after not ever wrestling there before. But again, all the credit in the world of the turnaround of the Kushner program, and you have to feel happy for Zugov as he hugs his coach. Again, good to see them come out with the champion, and Kushner also. We're waiting to hear what the final results of the tournament will be, but definitely a positive result for them.
Making me emotional. I think I might cry soon.
I'm sure it brings back memories of your many championship victories, Avi. Not all of us were as spoiled as you winning 3. Some of us had to settle for 1.
Yeah.
But again, just a reminder, viewers back at home, another quick plug for YWA, not Yidden with Attitude, but the Yeshiva Wrestling Association, who has done such an amazing job putting together this tournament under difficult situation with the YU's decision to cancel the wrestling tournament. Thankfully, the coaches were able to get together, the Elmans were able to help out, and just like that, we were able to see a great tournament. A lot of changes with the formats, everything finishing on Sunday, but really a great result. All the way through, and everyone's so happy. So please go to yeshivawrestling.com if you're enjoying this broadcast, if you've enjoyed the tournament, if you yourself were once a yeshiva wrestler, perhaps make a donation so that this experience can be continued for many years and many wrestlers to come. They can benefit as much as myself and Avi certainly have.
Please do that. Please do that. So we have the only RTMA wrestler in the finals right now coming up.
We have Max Greenberg, a former 4th place champion from Rev Tights Masifta Academy. Like you said, their lone finalist versus Yakov Kurlansik, the other Kurlansik at 170. They are triplets. They are 2 boys and another boy. However, that boy attends TABC, not MTA, and he does not wrestle. However, the 2 Kurlansiks that do wrestle, both of them made the finals. Both of them have made the finals in the past. Yosef was able to go out on top with a finals win. And I think that Yakov, with his extensive experience, probably is the favorite in this match against Greenberg, but anything can happen.
So I wrestled with Kurlansik a little bit in practice last year. I went to some YU practices and some MTA ones, and Kurlansik was there. He's a strong kid. He's very cognizant of the points on the board, so you can see him try to ride this out 6 minutes. Maybe a pin will happen, but we know that he's going to be very aware during the match.
If memory serves correctly from my previous finals matches, he is an emotional wrestler, pumps himself up often by jumping, hitting himself, whatever he needs to do. I'm not sure if he still engages in such behaviors, but certainly expect to see a lot from him this match against Greenberg.
On that, they say wrestling 60% mental at least, so whatever gets you in the right mindset.
Absolutely.
Okay, wow, right off the whistle, Greenberg goes in for the shot. Let's see. There's straight with the takedown. He's trying to go for a headlock right now, but he couldn't even finish with the takedown. There we go. Way to keep your head right there by Kurlansik.
And a more inexperienced wrestler would perhaps be panicked, but Kurlansik able to dust off the cobwebs despite getting a takedown. Not only not getting put on his back, but being able to score the points in his favor. And just like that, it is actually it's 2-2. Greenberg got the takedown, and I guess Kurlansik got the reversal. So with 140 left in the first, we're in for an exciting match.
Okay, so Kurlansik's on top. He's trying to break down Greenberg. Okay. He's gonna need this right now. Okay, he's trying to ride a little chicken wing right there on the left. Okay, he's got the right arm pinned down. Let's see if he can work anything with this. He's got him broken down fully. Now let's see if he's got to run to the side and try to run a move. Let's see what he's got. He's running around the opposite side. That's an interesting move. It's hard to get good control with that. Doesn't look like he's going to turn him. Okay, there you go. He's resettling.
Okay. But you're seeing already Kurlansik is very strong from top, and he's doing a good job of keeping Greenberg down with a minute left here in the first period.
Greenberg's got a strong base. Kurlansik's not having an easy time with them getting him down.
That's for sure.
Very strong base.
But Kurlansik is very hungry, and he's out for more.
He's riding a little bit high right now, so let's see if he can. He's getting a little frustrated with not being able to break down Greenberg, so let's see what he does about it.
But Greenberg's not really getting close to getting up or getting a point, so with 40 seconds left, we'll see if Kurlansik can get the breakdown, and perhaps as he tries to throw a half in, some back points as well.
This could work. He's got to run to the side to do it. It's hard to get these moves to run if you don't break them down, and so guys are doing that, and they're starting to realize that. So let's just see. He's got great hand control on bottom. He's not letting him get anything, but he's got to be able to think a little bit more offensive. Let's see. Nope. Greenberg tried to stand up. He's got shut down. Okay. Right arm could be open, I think. Oh, he's going for a tilt. Kurlansik's going for a tilt. got nice form there. Let's see if he can get these points.
He got 2 swings, but that wasn't enough.
Okay.
So there are 8 seconds left in the first period. No back points for Kurlantic, but an early takedown by Greenberg as they go out of bounds with 2 seconds left. And Greenberg looks to be a little shaken up, fixing his headgear.
2.3 seconds left. I think they went out of bounds.
Oh, they gave the 2 points in the end to Kurlantic for the back point, so he's going to end the first period with a 4-2 lead, assuming that Greenberg doesn't score here at the end of the first.
Okay, so let's see if Greenberg can get an extremely fast escape. That's the only shot at getting a point right now. He's got to get up and out. Oh, he doesn't got it.
Astute observation, Avi. So now as we go into the second, again, Kurlantic up by 2. His younger brother, his triplet brother, I'm not sure who was born first. His lighter weight brother, Josef, won his earlier match at 152 versus Matthew Jacoby in a tough bout. Jakob just had the choice. He deferred with a 4-2 lead. Greenberg's choice. Didn't see a lot from bottom going on there, so his coaches tell him to take neutral.
Greenberg was very offensive from neutral before. He can't be sloppy though. He's got to be smart right now. He needs this takedown bad.
Especially with the hopes of the entire RTMA program resting on his shoulders.
Okay, let's see. So it looks like Greenberg went in for the shot. He's got both legs. They go out of bounds. No points awarded. They're going to reset in the middle.
Very close to breaking the camera this broadcast, so if you're still with us there, that's because of the great refereeing stopping that little series of action. But very impressive to see Greenberg from neutral.
Greenberg's very aggressive from neutral.
He's got some good shots, some good penetration.
I expect him to shoot again. There you go. He doesn't wait.
He doesn't
goes
wait.
right in for it.
But in that time, Kurlantic anticipated it, was able to spin around, and now he again finds himself on top, looking for a breakdown with a 6-2 lead as 135 is
Greenberg's
left.
reaching back, which is dangerous against a good wrestler. He's going to capitalize on you, and he's going to put you on your back. It looks like he got out of it in the end, but that's a very dangerous move to do.
Yeah, against a wrestler like Kurlantic, that's probably not going to get the job done. You're only down by 4. You got to get up, get some points, and try to go back to neutral where he's been relatively effective and try to get a takedown. If he needs to get up first.
If Kurlantic wants to turn him, he needs to break him down. He's trying to run halves while Greenberg's on his base, and it just doesn't work. Right now, potentially dangerous, it looks like. His Greenberg's arm was tilted a little bit too high up.
A little too high, no points, but Greenberg needs to have some explosiveness here in order to score. Because, again, he's down 6-2 with 1:09 left in the second period.
We haven't seen Greenberg actually on top yet, so for all we know, if he could get on top, he could be very, very offensive and strong. But
it's possible, but unless he can get it from bottom, it's likely not going to happen, especially with Kurlantic having the choice in the third period. Avi, what have been some things you've seen in the finals so far today?
So, I mean, Horowitz's match was extremely impressive.
Dominant.
I think that's like one of the most dominated wrestlers I've seen in the last few years for sure in this tournament. Extremely impressive. Like, he could definitely wrestle college level and do very well. Like, whole nother level.
And against that, he made Jeremy Berger a very formidable opponent. He made mincemeat of him, shall we say.
But still give a lot of respect to Jeremy Berger for bumping up and wrestling.
We talked about that extensively before.
Takes a lot of respect.
And he's still a Wittenberg Hall of Famer, 2-time champion, 2-time runner-up.
He should go home proud.
And I think the whole SAR team has a lot to look forward to as Kurlantic gets another 2 points for near fall with 15 seconds left in the second. Again, SAR has a big lead. They had sent 10 guys to the finals.
10 seconds left right now in the second period. It looks like Kurlantic's still just riding on top, not getting much. He can't really break Greenberg's base, but Greenberg's not getting anywhere either. So,
but he is up 8-2. Again, as I was saying before, though, SAR has really been the story of the tournament. They came in with T-shirts that said "Dynasty under construction." I was somewhat skeptical, seeing as they only won one tournament before this year. And I think you're not really a dynasty unless you win 3. However,
and you got to give a shout out to the SAR coaches. They all shifted from Frisch to SAR, and now they're making an extremely impressive program there at SAR.
And I'm sure Frisch is wondering what they missed out on. But regardless, SAR is a formidable program. So many guys, so many good guys. And even though they've had a few heartbreaking losses in the finals, they've also had a few really incredible victories like Jonathan Wiener to overcome the things like both the Berger brothers losing. So really all the props to them, and I'm sure we'll be talking about them more as the finals come to a close. But here we are, still in the 170 final.
Greenberg's still on bottom. I mean, at the rate that this has been going so far, I would expect the final score to be 8-2.
It's possible. I mean, the bottom line is Greenberg can't do anything for bottom here. Kurlantic has dominated him.
Out. And really, Kurlantic doesn't need to try anything risky.
He's not trying risky. He is doing what he has to do to try to get him,
just
try to break him down, try to get him on his back. And he's gotten a few near fall, but for the most part, he's just been really dominant.
But respect for Kurlantic for going for the pin and not just settling for the point win.
And he's in good position here. If he can squeeze with a minute 16 left, he's in the middle of the mat.
He needs to throw in a half right now if he wants to finalize that. He doesn't have control to pin him. If he throws in a half, then I think he could.
Greenberg fighting for his life, but Kurland's doing everything he
can. He's got to
can.
reverse half in, which isn't enough for that other arm. He's got a lot of weight on him, and I think he might have just lost it. Yep.
He did, but another 3 points. Now he's up by 9, 11-2. So it's become a major decision, which helps out MTA in the team scoring, as have all their 6 finalists who have all done incredibly well. MTA has not yet lost in the finals, which is the stats of our Axel won, Horowitz won, the first Kurlansik won, and now we're looking like the second one is going to win as well. So really, sorry about the delay. Hopefully we'll be back on air. Please don't The good news is they still have the video, they still have the sound.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry for the technical difficulties again. Here in Paramus, we have dealing with a different gym, a different facility, a darkened room perhaps playing a factor in someone tripping over that wire there.
7 seconds left now in the match just to get you back up. Kurlandik's up 12-2. He's got the win right now unless something ridiculous happens. So
Greenberg unable to do anything from bottom. The story of the match, and Jakub Kurlansik able to come out on top. The 4th MTA champion. Probably the other story of the tournament. After being a runner-up in the tournament twice, it's nice to see him go out on top. A great match against another great wrestler, Max Greenberg. Great sportsmanship there. Always happy to see that. As we're getting into the heavier weights,
MTA is having a very impressive.
I think that they're becoming more and more likely they're going to be in second place. We'll see what happens. However, certainly one of the main stories of the tournament, we're seeing him jump into Jonas Stromer's arm, his former drill partner and mentor of some sort. So the success of MTA has been remarkable, and as for our viewers at home again, apologize for the technical difficulties. We hope you're watching. We hope you're enjoying. I know that certainly Avi and I both are. It's been a very exciting day at Wittenberg, an exciting 2 days. And I think most of all, again, we're just happy the tournament is still going in its 21st iteration. It's been some great wrestling, and we are going to close off with some very exciting matches as well.
I was very impressed with how the tournament turned out in the end, because, really, over the summer, people were scared they wouldn't even have a tournament this year. But, Neil really worked with everybody. All the schools really got together as a team effort to get this tournament going. TABC, SAR, MTA, and Frisch all donated their mats for this tournament, and everybody really chipped in. So there's a lot of solidarity here to get this tournament going. It's a great thing to see.
Absolutely. This is one of the 2 Frisch finalists at the 182. We're gonna have 2 matches in a row. This is another Ben Shabbat. It's a name that should be familiar to our viewers at home.
I've been hearing about Ben Shabbat for 10 years.
So many years now. Although interesting, Guidon Ben Shabbat, who's the one here in the finals, facing off against Liav Garbuz from SAR. It's actually his first year wrestling. His first year, he never wrestled. He's the younger brother of former Wittenberg champion Eitan Ben Shabbat, who decided to give it a try his senior year, has an undefeated season and looking to cap it off with the Wittenberg championship.
That is impressive.
However, he has his hands full against Liav Garbuz from SAR. So he's better known by his in the early going here as they go out of bounds at 182. A great wrestler from SAR. It meant a lot to the program, and we'll see what happens here.
Makes you wonder what would have happened if he started wrestling his freshman year.
Absolutely. Maybe it would have been another champion of champions. Garbuz actually came in 3rd last year.
Okay, looks like Ben Shabbat, he's going for the takedown. I think he might be getting the 2 points right now. He hasn't gotten it yet. He's on top, but he hasn't got complete control. There he goes. He just got the 2-point takedown.
I think this is Frisch's first finalist of the day, and seeing as the tournament is being held in Frisch's gymnasium, it's nice to see that they have some representation in the finals, and we'll see what Ben Shabbat can do.
Ben Shabbat's riding high. I don't know what he's trying to do right now. It looks like he's trying to get out, even though he was just on top, which doesn't really make sense because he just gave the other, you'd be giving the other guy a point by getting out.
But nothing scored yet. Nothing scored. We're looking at a minimum of a 1-point escape, perhaps 2-point reversal, but still no change in control yet.
It's not something you usually see. I'm not sure what just happened there.
However, no points were scored despite the dangerous position. Ben Shabbat was able to get out of it.
He can get a strong half in now, potentially.
With 43 seconds left, he's
got to
still
watch out for
2-0.
that full Nelson. His hands are close, but he's good right now. So he's got him broken down. Benchabat's got him broken down. He's trying to roll that wrist and run a half. But let's see what he's got. Hey, Garbuz right now is still on his stomach. He needs to get on his knees. He needs to get on his base if he wants to, have a shot at getting out of this.
Yeah, and things have
stomach, you can't get out.
Things have settled down after the exciting bit of early going with 17 seconds left. Both wrestlers going out of bounds here in the first period. And so we'll see if Garbuz can perhaps score and cut into this deficit of 2-0 with 15 seconds left, and the Frisch crowd being very loud in support.
He's got enough time to get an escape. He needs to get out and needs to be fast.
And the earlier explosiveness from earlier on is starting to die down a little bit with 10 seconds left. Benchabat doing a good job riding. We'll see if this becomes a theme throughout the match.
Garbuz having a hard time building a base against Benchabat. If he can't do that, then he's going to have a tough time this match.
Benchabat is riding very parallel. That's something he's going to have to be careful about going on as we end the first period. For our viewers at home, if you are wondering what is going on with the Frisch singlet, the answer is that this has been a bit of a trend in high school wrestling to change from not just an old singlet to but a t-shirt and shorts, a little more MMA style. So Frisch has been experimenting at the only team in the tournament. We'll see if it becomes a trend in wrestling fashion going forward. But here we are in the second period.
Back in neutral. Again, scores 2-0. Benchabat's in the lead. Okay, they go out of bounds. They're going to reset back in the middle. Benchabat seems to be controlling this match so far, so let's see if Garbuz can step it up.
Very aggressive. Again, Garbuz is a previous third-place winner at Wittenberg, and Benchabat, again, a first-year wrestler in the finals as a senior, but so far he's dictated the pace, and we'll see if that will continue going forward.
Benchabat's been much quicker, and that's been making the difference so far. It looks like Garbuz has got some strength on him, but the speed has been working for Benchabat.
A good shot there by Garbuz.
Out of bounds again.
However,
he gives him the takedown.
And we have seen many takedowns so far this tournament where, akin to a wide receiver in football, both feet are kept in bounds. They're able to have their hands above the waist and finish the takedown. And we saw that there by Garbuz to tie the match up at 2-2 as Benchabat now finds
very big takedown
on bottom for
very
the first
crucial
time this match. So we'll see what happens with a minute and a half remaining in the second period and Benchabat on bottom.
It's good that they award that takedown point because some guys try to go out of bounds just to avoid getting taken down instead of wrestling. So it's good that they give you that point that when you deserve it.
Definitely. And now Benchabat is on bottom for the first time this match.
So let's see what Garbuz has from on top. On bottom, it looked like he had a tough time. Let's see if he's got something up his sleeve. Wow! Reversal by Benchabat, and I think that he's got Garbuz on his back.
He's trying. He's a little high. He's trying to bring him back, but a big reversal. Trying to get some back points. He did.
Three back points. That was very huge.
A big 5-point move by Guidon Benchabat to take a 6-2 lead.
7-2.
7-2 lead with a minute remaining here in the second period.
Okay, so let's see right now if Benchabat can roll him on his back again. Or if Garbuz can, wake up and explode out of here.
Definitely. A very impressive match so far by Benchabat against Garbuz. Garbuz is one of the 4 big heavyweights we're going to be seeing for SAR in these matches. But so far,
Benchabat has a half right in. He's got the right arm blocked. Did not work.
Very
He's got to be careful
full.
with that full, though. He's switching very close. That might have even just been one, but okay, let's keep going. They haven't called anything.
He's going back and forth,
He's running it on the right side right now. Garbuz is very strong. It's hard to get that unless you can get settled in well.
However, because Garbuz has just been fighting it off, he hasn't been able to really do anything from bottom, and that's why with 15 seconds left, he finds himself in a 5-point hole and not much going for him from the position.
And he's wearing him down. That's what's important.
That's true. Garbuz looks a little bit exhausted as we finish the second period here. Going into the third, we'll see if he's able to overcome his fatigue right now and overcome the current 7-2 deficit. So it's Benchabat's choice, and he's very adamant about choosing down, wants to get up quickly and extend his already existing 5-point lead.
Garbuz needs something big right now.
And it's not, when you're tired, it's not easy to keep a wrestler like Benchabat down.
He needs to get Benchabat on his back if he wants a shot at this. Okay, there, nice breakdown by Garbuz. Good putting his weight on Benchabat.
And again, the wrestler at this weight move a little bit of a different pace. So Benchabat is working his way up to a tripod. We'll see if he's able to get an escape of some sort.
Wow. It's impressive to do that with such a heavy guy on you. Benchabat gets the escape. Wow. 8-2 right now. They're both in neutral still. Okay, Garbuz goes for the shot. He's there. He's finally being aggressive from neutral. Let's see if he can finish and complete to get his points. They go out of bounds. No, he did not. They're going to reset back in the middle.
But Garbuz needs to show some signs of life. The match isn't over. There's still a minute and a half left in the third period. Sure, it's a 6-point match, but he's still in it. He's a great wrestler, and he has to continue to shoot.
on the one hand, people are very focused on points, which matters a lot. But you got to remember, if you pin him at any point, you win the match. And that's what Carbuz needs to be looking for right now. Absolutely, but Ben Shabbat's still in control with 6-point lead. Ben Shabbat needs to just be defensive and not do anything risky. I actually saw earlier today, AJA guy was up 12-0, and he ended up getting pinned in the third period.
Never stop wrestling. We saw an attempt there by Carbuz for a head grab on the edge of the mat. A bit of an interesting placebo position.
The takedown has been awarded to Ben Shabbat, even though Carbuz took the shot, and looks like Ben Shabbat's just riding him on top. He's wearing him down.
Great job by Ben Shabbat to know how to use his wrist there to break him down. With 50 seconds remaining, he is finding himself with a 10-2 lead at his home gymnasium where the Wittenberg tournament is being held, looking to be the first champion for Frisch of the day with 40 seconds remaining in the third period and a 10-2 lead. I want to ask our viewers at home to, again, please go to yeshivawrestling.com. Appreciate all that has been put into this tournament by the YWA. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of injury time here, perhaps. Again, everything done by the Elman brothers, and particularly Neil Elman, the father of Yeshiva Wrestling, in making this tournament happen. Such an amazing 2 days, such an amazing, including the Shabbaton. No longer under the auspices of Yeshiva University admissions, but still a really great weekend, and everyone has gained so much from it. And so please do your best to help us continue the tournament going forward so we can continue enjoying the annual broadcast, but more importantly, the annual rite of wrestling in this great tournament.
And it's extremely impressive, too. One thing, I heard they used to do this in the past, have the tournament just be 2 days. And I haven't seen it in the last, 10 years at least. They always have the finals and the consolation finals on Monday. So this year it's also, it's harder to coordinate things to get everything done on a Sunday, to get all the matches in. And it's harder on the wrestlers because they have to wrestle more matches than they've had to in the past. So they're all very tired going into this match, which is something you have to take into consideration. And, before they had an entire day to rest before the biggest match, but now they're getting them all, in, a lot of them in one day.
Definitely. And again, we're seeing a lot of Frisch alumni becoming the coaches of their team.
Because if Ben Shabbat will just hold on to this win, or Carbuz will wake up and
we'll see what he can try.
Crazy.
Maybe try to go for a roll here, down by 8 with around a half a minute remaining in the match.
If there's ever time to be risky, it's now for Carbuz.
You got nothing to lose.
Yeah. He needs to just do whatever he can to hopefully get Ben Shabbat on his back.
Again, we're seeing Ben Shabbat really performing very well.
Ben Shabbat's playing it safe right now. He's not going to stall, but he's not going to try anything risky. And it looks like in 10 more seconds he's going to come out with his victory unless...
And again, a great win for Ben Shabbat, a great win for the Frisch program, a program on the rise. They've been in second for much of the tournament. A late escape is not going to be enough for Carbuz.
But that's the match.
A great win.
Impressive.
A great win. Happy to see Frisch have a champion as their program rebuilds, and perhaps we see the banners on the wall for Frisch's previous Wittenberg victories, all 6 of them. We'll see if they can add to that total in the future.
Really makes you wonder what would have happened if Ben Shabbat started wrestling his freshman year. Really impressive. He's got a lot of natural talent.
Reminds me a little bit of a certain kid from Yeshiva Atlanta who didn't make the basketball team, but then somehow ended up on the wrestling team almost by accident. And his name was Avi Steinberg. And 3 Wittenberg championships later, ended up being not making the basketball team was a very good thing in his favor.
Yeah. Let's see who's next.
Up next at 195, we have another wrestler from Frisch. There's another wrestler from SAR. SAR has wrestlers in all the last 4, the 4 horsemen, so to speak, in the heavyweights. But this one they have Ken Burstein, who came in second last year in the finals to Jacob Zwelling of Ida Crown, I believe, who's currently in Israel, versus Ariel Frumchik, who is a defending champion for Frisch, who also won for them last year. So we're seeing a very respectable performance by the Frisch school. They were down for a few years, but now I think they're back on the rise.
They are. It was tough losing all their coaches. That really kept the program going, but they're starting to get back in it. But this is going to be a good match. I've seen Kenny wrestle, and he looked very impressive. And Frumchik's coming back a defending champion, so I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. It should be a good match between the two of them. Kenny's known as the Bear by his teammates. And we'll see if he can avenge his finals loss last year, or if Frumchik will again repeat as a defending champion.
It's nice seeing 195s that are strong. They're quick also. A lot of time, these guys are fast, they're in good shape, and they're strong. So
these aren't your father's 195-pounders at Wittenberg, let me tell you.
No potbellies here.
Absolutely. These guys are great in shape and as fit as they come.
Okay, let's say See, these bigger weights, it's a different style of wrestling. They don't just jump in for the shot.
Yeah.
They're making sure they get good hand control. They tie up, and they're
and Ronnie simply told me in particular that Burstein actually likes pulling interesting moves, not just necessarily heavy throws that many heavyweights are known for. So we'll see what he's able to do here in this match.
It's good. They're taking their time. They're not rushing into it. They know they have 6 minutes. Okay, interesting. They're just going for the arms right now. There haven't been any shots yet.
And this is the third to last match of the Henry Wittenberg Invitational, which will be followed by the matches at 220, the finals there, and at the heavyweight 285, at which point we will follow that up with the presentation of the trophy ceremony. So please, to all our viewers at home, even if you feel like the exciting Horwitz-Berger match is but a distant memory, stay tuned for all that is yet to come still.
Okay, they're still in neutral. They're still tying up. Hasn't been too much action yet. Formchuk kind of went for a shot there. Now they're closer tying up. It looks like a takedown might come soon, but no, it looks like Kenneth's pushing away, and they're resetting right now. Neutral, 30 seconds left. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Kenneth goes in for the shot. He's being aggressive, but Formchuk, really strong sprawl, very strong lock. I don't know if Kenneth will be able to finish that, but will Formchuk be able to? Okay.
Turns into a throw.
There we go. Formchuk gets a takedown, and you try to get the back points, but did not
unable
quite get
to,
it.
but a very impressive ability by Formchuk to finish off the throw there and get the first takedown of the match with 10 seconds remaining in the first period.
Okay. Let's see. There's 5 seconds left. I don't know if any points will be awarded yet in this period.
And as the first period comes to a close, Formchuk, the defending champion, is holding a 2-0 lead over Burstein, but this match is far from over, and Burstein actually takes neutral there.
Interesting.
He saw enough there. Ronnie simply saw enough there to validate taking it again, and we'll see if there'll be a different result with Burstein getting a takedown this time.
Circling around. Kenny's got to be aggressive, but smart.
It's been a very exciting day of wrestling, and we're seeing some great finals matches to end it off at the heavyweights, as is always the case.
So they're fighting for hand control right now. Okay, they're tying up. Doesn't look like, oh, there we go. Formchuk goes in for a fast shot, tries to go for the trip. Doesn't look like he'll finish it. Kenneth gets the takedown. He almost got a headlock on him and got him on his back, but Formchuk quickly got out of that.
Great reaction there by Burstein. A deep shot. Looked like Formchuk would have it right away. Burstein's able to not only defend it, but get a throw and almost put Formchuk on his back. And I'm sure that sends a message to the defending champion. I'm not going to be a pushover. I'm going to give my all this match. And now we have a 2-2 tie with 1:15 remaining here in the second period.
Way to give the move up once he saw he lost it. It's very tempting sometimes to hold on, and that can get you pinned.
Burstein's a little high.
It looks like Formchuk might get out of this. Burstein's very high. Formchuk did get out, and he got the reversal. 2 points, out of bounds. We're going to reset in the middle.
Good mat awareness there by Formchuk to know where he was, to be able to get the takedown and the reversal. And now he's back on top by 2 points with a minute remaining in this second period. Again, Burstein is one of the 10 finalists from SAR. By far the most of any team compared to the second most, which was 6 by MTA. A great performance by them in the finals, and we'll see if they can cap it off with another one here with Burstein. But so far he's losing 4-2. Not a lot of action with 45 seconds left in the second period.
It's hard to turn guys when you're this big, but let's see if someone can get some back points. Out of bounds. I'm going to reset back in the middle.
And not a lot of people were necessarily talking about Formchuk coming in, but he had a really dominant performance last from the tournament, and we're seeing why. He is definitely one of the leaders of the Frisch team.
He's a very smart wrestler.
Absolutely.
He's really wrestling smart.
And as you see, it's one of the things the coach has mentioned to me, which I'm seeing right now. He's very calm. He always knows what situation is. He always knows what to do. He's not letting his emotions get to him, despite the fact that here he is in the Wittenberg Finals.
That's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
In these situations. Okay, let's see what's going to happen now. Looks like Formchuk has a leg in, which is something you don't really see with big guys so much. He's getting really high. Kenneth, let's see if he can capitalize on this. Kenneth can grab his head right now. He might be able to get some back points and a reversal. I don't think he has gotten the reversal yet. He's about to get it right now. There he goes.
With 10 points, with 10
ties it up.
With 10 seconds remaining in the second period, an impressive move by Burstein to be able to get the reversal and tie the match up with 2 seconds. Formchuk's trying to get the escape, unable to do so. So Who said 195 matches aren't exciting? We're tied 4-4 going into the third period.
Fremchik needs to be a little more careful with riding high like that.
He does. He also has the choice. He chooses bottom, trying to retake the lead. We'll see what he can do.
That gives Fremchik the advantage, believe it or not, because it's easier to score points from the bottom. So if he can get an escape or reversal, that'll put him in the lead.
So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of wrestling left to do with 2 minutes remaining.
Also, props for Kenneth before. He could have tried to go and get Fremchik on his back to get back points, but he didn't. He just took his reversal. Okay, there we go. Reversal by Fremchik. Fremchik's on top.
Very good.
He takes the lead, 6-4.
Bernstein was trying to put Fremchik on his back, but Fremchik was able to grab the arm of Bernstein, swim around, and get a great reversal and put himself in outstanding position, up 6-4 with a minute and a half left in front of the hometown fans of Frisch here on the Suica campus in Paramus, New Jersey.
See, matches like this, it's a much different mindset you have to go into with it. You can't be risky, and you got to be very conservative and really pay attention to every point. Sometimes it makes sense to try to just go for a pin, but sometimes you've got to be really cognizant of the score.
And we actually just got a caution for stalling on Fremchik.
Okay.
Bernstein is a junior, so I'm sure we'll see more of him in the future. But Fremchik, for the time being, is very determined as a senior to go out on top as a two-time Wittenberg champion.
Kenneth is fighting hard to try to get a roll here. Hasn't been successful yet, but let's see if he can get anything.
And we see that he's dangerous from bottom, like a lot of SAR wrestlers. They can get those big moves. And he's able to do something with a minute left. We'll see what can happen. But like you said, Fremchik is a very smart senior wrestler, and he knows what's going on, and we'll see if he can cap off this match and cap off his wrestling career at Frisch.
Okay, so now Fremchik is trying to run a half, but he's having a hard time. Kenneth's building a base. Kenneth needs to get out. He needs to get out really soon. There, Fremchik's running a half. He's got a strong lock. This might be it. This might be
close to back points. Not there yet.
He needs to sag back. Fremchik needs to sag back and get
there's
that
the wave.
Deeper.
There's the wave. So we have some back points for Fremchik, which is
That's
big.
The win. Oh, it's a pin.
30 seconds left.
That's it.
And we have the cap off.
Way to go. Way to go.
A very close match throughout, perhaps closer than the score indicated, but Fremchik able to get a late half in there, get the pin, and with that power half winning, now we see Frisch get a champion. Avi, thank you for all your services on air. We're going to have our last guest announcer of the day, coming all the way from Salanter Akiva High School in Riverdale, SARs, it's better known. We have KD. KD, welcome to the booth.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
I'm looking forward to some good matches. I've been a bit disappointed with the results so far for SAR going 3-4, but hopefully 3-5. But hopefully these last two matches will change that.
There's been definitely a few tough matches for SAR here in the finals. It's weird going into a finals and having the whole tournament wrapped up because they had such a big lead because they had so many guys there already. But certainly you want to see more people win the championship bouts. But they have two more coming up. So why don't you tell me about the guys at 220 and 285?
Well, Adon Smoller started as a sophomore. He's a junior wrestler, but a senior in actuality. One of those kids who's just it's really been impressive how hard he's worked, and he's one of those kids who brings a sense of humor to everything, really, but at the same time, he can take it really, really seriously, and he's just stepped up his game. He was actually named captain, along with already captains John Wiener and Jeremy Berger.
Yeah.
So...
And he's had Wittenberg success in the past, previously coming in third place. Interestingly enough, his opponent in this match from MTA, one of their 6 finalists, Izzy Frasco, also came in third in previous years. So we're in the second heaviest weight, 220. But both these guys are in great shape, and I think that we're in for a treat.
Yeah, we should be. I'm very, very excited for this match. Should be a really good one.
Absolutely. So we're starting off here from neutral. We're seeing a tie-up between Izzy and Smoller. Both of them, in the heavier weights, they can often try to work a little harder, work a little longer before taking their shot. Both of them tying up with each other. An attempt at grabbing a leg there by Frasco.
I'd like to see Smoller work some shots. I'd like to see him right there. That was a good one.
Yeah, exactly. But we're already seeing some quick reshots by Smoller. Both these guys are actually pretty fast for their weight. So I think that you won't necessarily see the throws, but definitely as they both are tying up arms now, we'll keep an eye on what they're able to do with each other from neutral.
I think that is surprisingly with these two. Normally with the 220, you do see a lot of throws and a lot of big moves per se. But with these two, I think you're going to see a lot of quote unquote small man moves, such as double legs, single legs. That won't necessarily end the match, but they'll get you your 2.
You got it, KD. So with 1:05 remaining, we're still here in neutral. No scoring as of yet. To remind our viewers at home, SAR has a big lead. They're going to win the 21st Henry Wittenberg Invitational, which is at the first school here in Paramus. We're seeing a continued tie-up by Smoller pushing Frasco to the edge, Izzy to the edge of the mat, trying to get something. Still no shots by the wrestler. Maybe perhaps a snap down, but they're out of bounds and head back to center with 45 seconds left in the period.
Very interesting. I feel like both wrestlers are feeling each other out. I would like to see Smolar be a little more aggressive, but it's a good match so far.
Yeah, well, he's going to be cautious because he knows he has his work cut out for him against a great wrestler like Izzy. As we've seen, MTA has actually not lost a match yet in the finals. They've gone 4-0, and they're trying to cap it off with these last 2 matches against SAR in the heavier weights. So we're still seeing tie-ups with 23 seconds left here in the first period between Frasco and Smolar. Nothing really as of yet, not too many shots, perhaps a leg grab or 2 as Smolar tries, all of a sudden goes for a double, trying to get around.
Can he get it?
Frasco is trying, could not turn the corner.
Smolar, he's driving though. Can he turn? He's going to want to get to the outside here. He's going to want to, and not quite able to.
No
do
scoring.
It.
1 second left in the match. That was an impressive show of strength there by Smolar to be able to not only prevent Frasco from getting the takedown, but able to turn the offense against him, push him to the edge of the mat, and almost come close to 2 points of his own. But we enter the second period with the match tied at 0. Smolar has the choice. He defers. Frasco takes bottom. I want to remind our viewers at home to go to yeshivawrestling.com, perhaps give a donation to the YWA, Yeshiva Wrestling Association, and help the continuation running of this tournament as we start out and we see a quick
Smolar
arm block by
looking
Smolar.
For that half. And now he's looking for a possible tight waist. I think it's a tight waist far ankle. Can he? But Brasco really solid in his defense.
Absolutely.
It's a very tactical match so far.
Absolutely.
Both wrestlers really feeling each other out. Not wanting to go for that, for those big moves.
Yeah, and sometimes in the heavyweights you do see lower scoring matches. Smolar has the arm still. He's doing his best to keep Frasco down. Not a lot of offense yet from Frasco and able to get up. We're seeing a cradle
Possibly
lockup.
looking for that cradle.
But they go out of bounds with 1:22 left in the second period. A good showing so far by Smolar of keeping Frasco down. Let's see if he can turn him on his back. Or on the flip side, if Frasco can get up.
Or possibly turn Smolar to it. Or possibly get the reversal. Or even turn him to his back.
We'll see.
Going
For a Granby roll. And he gets it. That's
wow.
not something you usually see from a big man, and perhaps it caught Smolar off guard, but a big Granby roll is getting the coaches of MTA very excited, and now we're back at neutral with 1 minute left in the first period. Smolar and Frasco tied at 1, and again in the collar tie. Smolar now trailing Frasco, looking to get a takedown to take the lead.
Both wrestlers, I'm very, very, very impressed with the stamina that both wrestlers have at this high of a weight class. Usually, at this point, sometimes you see these
big takedown attempt by Frasco.
Guys kind of tire, but no, they still got it. They're still going strong.
And they're wrestling at the edge of the mat, which is not something you always see from the heavyweights. A takedown attempt there by Frasco, not able to stay in bounds or get enough penetration. But we're seeing that both these guys going offenses. They're again in the collar tie position, trying to work each other. A shot.
Looking for that shot. Can he switch to the double and get it? No, but the wrestlers go out of bounds.
Both wrestlers had a leg out of bounds, so nothing there. But with 32 seconds left in the period, a 1-0 lead for Frasco. Smolar still on the offense.
Looking for that shot. Can he get it?
Goes for a single, trying to turn the corner. Switch to a double. What's going to happen here? Oh, but he's flying his back. And Frasco is able to get around for a huge 2-point takedown. But now we're seeing a reversal. We're seeing a big reversal, a flurry of events here. Oh, my goodness. And now, just like after reversal, another reversal by MTA, and then another reversal by SAR. And Frasco's in a world of trouble here with 8 seconds left in the match on the edge of the mat, almost on his back. Smolar's doing everything he can to pin him here. With 1 second left, can Forensic put it out? They call it. There's a pin. There's a pin. There's a pin. Oh, we're seeing some controversy here. Let's sort this all out. The ref signaled for a pin, but now we're seeing that the pin might have been after the whistle. The MTA coaches are saying that it was after the whistle. There was a lot of scoring. We're going to try to sort all this out. It's going to take a minute or two, but that was After a slow-paced match, everyone in the gym's heart rate just went up because we saw a handful of reversals there, definitely some back points scored for both wrestlers, and then with around 10 seconds left, Smolar was able to get Izzy on his back, almost pin him. The pin was called, but the ref is now saying that it was immediately after the whistle.
Do we have video replay? That would be amazing.
I'm sure that would be nice. However, we're being told by the booth we do a video replay. However, I don't think that's in effect for Yeshiva High School Wrestling, so we're going to have to continue with the match as it is. It's also hard as a wrestler. We saw that Smolar was so excited. He celebrated as if he had just won the match. It's hard to transition from the thrill of victory. All of a sudden, okay, I have to keep on wrestling here in the third period. Apparently, the refs are trying to sort out the score here. I would be surprised if Smolar was not in the lead after having him on his back for that long. This might take a little while, but tell me a little more about Smolar and what you've seen from him this year.
I've just been very, very impressed. It shows when not even just this year, over the course of 3 years. Smolar kind of started out as one of those guys who didn't really take wrestling very seriously, and kind of just bounced around. Then went to Charitau, got very serious, took third last year. Did he? I believe.
He took third last year. He did.
And now he's looking for the gold. And I've just been as I said, I've been very, very impressed with his growth and development as a person and as a wrestler.
Yeah, again, one of the many seniors on the SAR team. Unfortunately, some of the seniors were not able to emerge victorious. However, I know that they're trying to turn things around, and hopefully he'll be able to. No one in MTA has lost in the finals. The score they're saying now is 7-5, I believe, in the favor of Smolar. So all of a sudden we have another big match. He thought he won, but now he's going to have to get his mind back, and let's finish this off strong. He takes bottom. We'll see what he can do. So the ref,
I think this stand-up is going to be big. I think if he can get that, I think that Smolar will have a good chance.
And we see an explosive one from the start. Is he doing everything he can to hold on? But he's in some trouble here, perhaps. No points yet, but we saw a good explosion there from Smolar. I'm sure we'll see it again as we reset at the center of the mat.
Smolar especially very, very quick for a guy this heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. And there it is. Just like that, right after the whistle, a one-point escape.
And
now it's 8-5.
Looking for the single leg. Can he maybe switch to a double? Yes, it looks like he can. Can he drive him over for the
He's
two?
trying to turn the corner,
but
driving up on that leg.
stops the head. Can he try to turn the corner? Can he get it? Yes!
Frasco tried to go for a throw there, but very, very well defended by Smolar. Able to get around him, get the 2-point takedown. Now he has a 5-point lead, riding tough on Izzy. Almost seems as though the fact that he thought he won the match, but now has to keep on wrestling, has only made him more angry, and he's been coming out like an angry bull at the beginning of this period, up 10-5.
So the question is for Smolar, do you want to play it safe here and try to ride him out, or do you want to go for do you want to possibly go for a pin, or what do you want to do? Maybe even let him up. A lot of options
from what I've
seen, the SAR staff can take.
That's very true as they go out of bounds 53 seconds here in the third period. The score 10-5. However, a lot of times when you're wrestling in the Wittenberg Championship, whatever you got to do to win, just do it. So with 53 seconds left, I think that Smolar has his sights set, and the SR coach as well, on riding tough and keeping Izzy down. But we're seeing another Granby roll attempt here. And
a reversal. Wow, he comes on top. Wow,
a very impressive move for a 220-pounder. It's the second time he's pulled at this match. First time went to an escape, the second time to a reversal. And now with 38 seconds left, we see that Izzy is on top, down by 3 points, needing to put Smolar on his back. But Smolar doing a tough job, able to get the arm, able to get a reversal with the strong armbar. 26 seconds left, maybe looking for more. Up 12-7 now with 20 seconds left in the match. And both wrestlers have slowed down with 20 seconds left in the match.
And Smolar looking for the half, looking to wrist ride and possibly look for a half. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. What I was going to say was, when Smolar was on bottom, he was still in control of the match, up 10-7. But with that reversal, it looks like it's over, and it is over. Adon Smolar finishes his career with a Wittenberg victory.
A resounding victory, a tough loss,
Tough loss for Brasco, showing some emotion after that.
The first loss, it also has to be hard seeing so many of your MTA teammates winning the match. For good sportsmanship at the end, you have to feel happy for Smolar. I'm sure I know you do. SAR has had a lot of tough finals losses, but this is the finals. There's a lot of tough guys.
Yep.
So
I'm excited for this next match. Danny Alexander versus Alexander Knapp.
So we have a very exciting final match of the tournament. Before we get to it, though, I want to thank all of you at home for tuning into this broadcast, despite the early technical difficulties and despite perhaps the threat of the cancellation of Wittenberg. But here we are with our final match of the day. Again, SAR is probably about to take their second straight Wittenberg crown, a dynasty in the making, they so believe. But before we end the wrestling for at least this last year, we have one more match, like you said, of Alex Knapp versus
Danny Alexander. These two when you usually, just like the 220 match, when you usually watch heavyweights, because sometimes it could be a bumbling, low-scoring match. I actually anticipate both wrestlers are in shape, and I think this is going to be a good match. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it should be a good one. And again, this is the final match of the 21st iteration of the Henry Wittenberg Invitational. Both of these wrestlers in the past have had success at Wittenberg. Danny Alexander is the runner-up last year, and the quick early takedown.
Wow.
A quick takedown, the statement takedown at the edge of the mat. He gets Knapp down. Knapp from MTA came in 5th last year. The younger brother of Freddie Knapp, who was actually a standout at Kushner, trying to follow in his footsteps, but a statement first takedown by Alexander, trying to also go out on top.
Danny Alexander last year worked a lot with Alexander Haberman, who was a Wittenberg Hall of Famer, winning twice and finishing second once. And I think he learned a lot from him, and I think his style is, or both of them are pretty similar. Although I think Xander looked more for those so-called heavyweight big moves, while Danny prefers double legs and single legs. And look, he's possibly looking for a cradle here.
Very impressive here.
Very impressive.
From the start,
cradle.
Alexander has held Knapp Knapp is having difficulty building up to a base. Alexander doing a good job of keeping him down. Not able to turn him on his back yet, but he's definitely tiring him out, and not a lot of action from Knapp. And so
possibly a stalling.
Good. We'll see if maybe that comes into play later on. But good signs in there, going with 51 seconds remaining in the first period, a 2-0 lead in favor of SAR's own Daniel Alexander. And like you said, not a lot of action from Knapp. And just like that, the ref is doing an early stalling call. You don't like to see that in the first period, but he's not doing much offense on bottom.
He's got to work. He's got to work to his base. He's got to try to, and he's got to try to get up here or work a roll or something.
But what Alexander is going to do is he's going to continue just to work his offense, and if Knapp is continuing to not do anything, he'll be awarded more and more stalling points, as we're about to see perhaps right here. The ref is imploring Knapp to do something on offense, not much. He's kind of just trying to
looking for that cradle there.
A cradle there with 10 seconds left. Is he able to get it?
And now looking for a halfkin, and he's got Knapp on his back.
He's got Knapp on his back with 6 seconds remaining. He does.
What a win for Danny Alexander. SAR ends up going 5-5 in the finals with 5 victories and 5 second-place winners.
Wittenberg ends on an exclamation point with Danny Alexander scoring a pin with 4 seconds remaining in the first period against Alex Knapp, able to get the big win, highlighting a very exciting day for SAR. Obviously, all the credit in the world is to be given to MTA for their very, very impressive run this tournament, perhaps coming in second place. But the story of the day is certainly going to be SAR, as they are going to win their second straight Wittenberg final. That was the last finals match of the day. KD, I want to thank you for coming in here for these last 2 matches. Perhaps apologize for that we didn't bring you on earlier.
But
there's been a lot going on as we're seeing the SAR team crowd around Danny Alexander. We're going to wrap things up here with the final presentations of trophies for the weight classes, which we've been doing until now, and then we will proceed into the finals, the presentation of team trophies as well. We're actually going to switch now, KD with Amichai Levi for the final team results. So thank you, KD. It's always great to have guest broadcasters on. I want to welcome Amichai back into the booth, because Amichai is the guy who I started with not that long ago in the Yeshiva wrestling room as a part of the YU wrestling team. And now here we are a few years later. Feels like a while ago, but we've had our 4th consecutive broadcast of the Wittenberg tournament in a different location than the earlier 3. This one has been in Frisch. It's been an incredible tournament, very exciting, a lot of big storylines. What stuck out to you from both Friday and today?
I mean, I think every year we see the level of wrestling get better on average. In the past few years, I would say we've really seen an exceptionally high level of wrestling from these guys. Not just this year. I think it'd be a tough call, really tough call on the coaches to pick in most outstanding wrestler this year. I don't think there's any clear
As we see,
winner.
you submit your ballot right now.
As I say, I submit my ballot right now. Always, I love seeing the great sportsmanship. I love seeing this beautiful, beautiful, great sport, man's oldest sport, being practiced today by these schools, by these guys, and contributing to the sport and gaining from the sport. It's always really, really beautiful to see.
Definitely, and our viewers at home didn't get to see the totality of wrestling. They only got to catch the finals matches, but really throughout the entire day, there was many great matches. We had 4 matches going on for the first time in Wittenberg history, so everything was able to finish by tonight. It was really a great show. We had some great 5th and 3rd place matches as well, but the finals are always the best part of the tournament, and we saw some very exciting finals matches, perhaps not the overtime heart stoppers like in previous years, but nonetheless a lot of very impressive performances, no doubt highlighted by SAR's 5 champions, 5 runner-ups, and what's soon about to be their 2nd consecutive Wittenberg title.
Yeah, really exciting. Who would you say the favorite is for most outstanding wrestler in your opinion?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's going to be most outstanding wrestler. I'm not sure who's going to be the Dominator Award. Those are always exciting moments. Perhaps, as Avi Steinberg highlighted, 2 years from now, we'll see Shlomo Warren as the champion of champions, as he's won his weight class the first 2 years. Something to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I know that he won it last year. I don't know if you're allowed to win most outstanding wrestler twice, but in my eyes, it's very hard not to give that award to Naftali Horowitz. He faced off against perhaps the toughest opponent of anyone in the finals and did his handiwork with him. Really convincing finals win, 2nd year in a row. I was informed by some of my sources throughout the gym that he's actually looking into wrestling, perhaps in Israel next year for the Israeli national team. Also, he's looking at a few different D1 programs, so he's definitely caught the eye of different wrestling programs. So maybe the coaches won't vote him in because he won it last year, but from my perspective, he's definitely the best wrestler in the tournament.
For sure. I guess the other person that I see in contention, and this is part of the beauty of the whole storyline, is the fact that Jeremy Berger made it to the finals a weight class up. And that, I mean, anyone who knows the sport of wrestling, knows what wrestling is, knows that is an incredibly difficult task. And the amount of weight that you end up carrying and it just puts you at a huge disadvantage.
Absolutely. So we're now finishing up. So we'll see what happens. I disagree with you because I think that Horowitz won the weight class. I think he should be entitled to the award, but to each their own. So now we are wrapping up here with the first place ceremony for the 285 weight class with Danny Alexander ending off his career on top. Again, just to recap for our viewers at home, the results of all the finals matches. At 106, we had Ori Feinberg beat Nadav Adler. At 113, Sam Frank beat Ben Anatovsky. At 120, Oren Kigner lost to Shlomo Warren. At 126, Max Berger lost to Akiva Axel in an upset. At 132, as I look for the paper here, at 132, we had Jonathan Wiener in an exciting match against Ofri Ben David. At 138, Leo Weiner beat Rafi Chernoff. At 145, Naftali Horowitz in the match we just talked about beat Jeremy Berger, and perhaps the highlight of the day. At 152, Yosef Kurlansik beat Matthew Jacoby. At 160, we had Daniel Osen beat John Zugaft. I apologize. John Zugaft beat Daniel Osen. At 170, Yakov Kurlansik beat Max Greenberg to complete the Kurlansik sweep. At 182, Gidon Ben Shabbat beat Liav Garbuz. At 195, it was Ariel Frumchik again emerging victorious against Ken Burstein. At 220, we had Adon Smolar beating Izzy Frasco.
How good was that match?
It was a wow.
That was a phenomenal
for 220 guys.
Exactly. So I'm talking about. We saw amazing wrestling from the heavyweights this year. By the way.
Definitely.
Continue, please.
And finally, at 285, we had Danny Alexander beat Alex Knapp. So as they just announced, we are going to be wrapping things up shortly with the announcement of individual awards of Most Outstanding Wrestler, the Dominator Award for those who don't know at home. The Most Outstanding Wrestler is awarded to someone who the coaches feel was the MVP of the tournament. And the Dominator Award is given to a wrestler who has the most amount of pins and the most amount of times, and the least amount of time, excuse me. That award has already been determined. I'm not sure who did it.
I guess it'd be Horowitz. I think Horowitz did it, but maybe
made by Tech Fall. I'm not sure. It's possible. We'll find out soon enough.
He didn't get a pin in the final.
Yeah, we will see. So it's definitely going to be exciting. Again, we knew going into the finals round that SAR was going to win the tournament, and they have. By how much is still a mystery. Also, there's a lot of mystery surrounding the other placements of the teams as well.
All right,
so
here we go.
now we are going to cut to the announcement of the awards.
For most outstanding wrestler.
Most outstanding wrestler. Tension in the room is palpable.
At 145 pounds.
145 pounds.
First place winner from MTA, Naftali Horowitz.
All
Little
right,
doubt, little doubt.
Naftali Horowitz, second year in a row.
Second year in a row. It's not often to see a repeating champion as the most outstanding wrestler, but I think in this tournament there was little doubt the award was deserving for him. And I have a feeling that this isn't the end of his wrestling story. When you see someone that good, you have to appreciate it.
No,
And certainly,
absolutely, I agree. And having spoken to him, I hear that from him firsthand. He definitely has big aspirations, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
But for now, he should just soak in the moment of his incredible accomplishments. And as the fans cheer him on, really, what a run! What a run! 2 years ago, he wasn't. No one was talking about him. And
Exactly.
Now,
Came out of nowhere, right? And
Absolutely.
that's unusual. That's so
yeah,
unusual.
usually you have to kind of wait your turn, win fifth, win third, but then boom, 2 years in a row, first.
Meteoric rise.
And now for the Dominator Award.
Dominator Award. Coming up.
With 3 pins in 7 minutes and 23 seconds. At 126 pounds, from MTA, Akiva Axel.
Wow, Akiva Axel.
And what
That makes
was
sense.
what was the key to his Dominator Award was, again, his stunning finals win when getting that pin in the second period. It's not easy to get a finals pin that quickly. Again, also against the favorite, Max Berger, the defending champion.
Yeah.
So for the second year in a row, we see a sweep by MTA of both the Dominator Award and the Most Outstanding Wrestler. So we're seeing a program that's done a lot of big things. I remember for a while they were a bit of an afterthought, but they've really turned it around. They had 6 guys in the finals, 4 of them won. Another year of Dominator and Most Outstanding Wrestler, and perhaps even a second place finish.
That's right. Are we waiting for the team scores now?
I think the team scores will be coming up shortly. But again, I want to thank all our viewers at home for tuning in throughout the day.
Now for the team awards.
And
All
now
right.
we are going to hear the team scores.
Dramatic music. It's actually the second year in a row that MTA won both the Most Outstanding Wrestler
That's what I
and
said
the
before. Yeah,
Oh, sorry, I missed
no,
this.
it's okay. They swept it. Yeah, it's very
Right.
impressive. And I think what's also impressive is we'll see how they do in the team standings as well. Like I said, really, not enough can be said about the turnaround of the MTA program, the Kushner program, of some program. Frisch is on the rise again. Ida Crown is having a down year, but you never know when they're going to be back.
Westchester's on the rise, let me tell you.
Westchester too. I hear from some people that you should look out for them. They have some some studs out there. So, all in all, a great year of Wittenberg, and it was in doubt for a little while again with all the drama that happened this year. But the YWA pulled it together, and we're so grateful. And it's a little sad, but I can't wait for Wittenberg 22.
Yep. So now it starts back to preparing again, to training. If you're a wrestler in this tournament, it's it. You got to go back to the
Exactly. The off season starts in around 5 minutes.
Back to the wrestling room.
You don't have to cut weight anymore. Enjoy your shawarma or whatever it is you want to eat. But
As a former wrestler, I'll tell you, it never ends.
exactly.
Well, I mean, until you graduate, I guess.
Yeah.
If you wait, as long as you're a wrestler.
Well, then you start coaching like you.
Right.
So we'll see what happens here. SAR thinks they're a dynasty in the making. They certainly showed up as such. They're losing a lot of seniors, but hey, who says they can't do it again next year?
Yeah, and as always, amazing tribute, credit to their coaching staff to take such a new team and also so dominant, consistently dominant.
As long as we're talking about giving credit to coaching staff, we should again thank Coach Elman for all that he has put into the tournament this year and every year, and for all that he's done for Yeshiva Wrestling, for his over 4 decades as coaches of the Yeshiva University Maccabees wrestling team, being the protege of Henry Wittenberg, who this tournament is named after, and to put forth the time, effort, and really to get everyone together in order that the Wittenberg tournament could again happen this year. really something special, and I know that we all owe so much to him.
Absolutely. He's touched thousands of lives with his work.
We want to again thank all our viewers at home for staying tuned in.
Do we have a lot of viewers?
I'm not sure how many we had. Certainly there were some technical difficulties, but for those who were able to end up finding the eventual link for the page, we thank you for your patience, and we're sure that'll be something that's sorted out next year. But again, thank you for tuning in last year, this year, and also next year. And it was an exciting tournament, an exciting broadcast.
And we should say that you actually are probably the reason there was this broadcast at all
Well,
from the beginning.
I don't like to. I'm not a big deal.
You don't like to brag.
There's nothing to brag about.
That's the truth.
I'm just happy that to contribute what I can. But now we're going to announce the team scores, which is much more important.
This is actually
Take it easy.
a very unusual Wittenberg tournament.
Uh-oh.
Not only because this is our new beginning, but because we have a very unusual place winner set. In fourth place, with 196 points, the Frisco. Cougars, come grab the trophy at the podium.
So for those of you just heard at home, the first school came in fourth place, capping off after a few down years. They're again placing high in the tournament. A few guys in the finals, a few guys placing high. Again, the tournament at the first school, so it means a lot to them. Good to see them have such a strong performance. And with a great coaching staff, I'm sure we'll see more from them in the years to come as well.
Sporting the fight shorts, by the way.
Yeah, we talked about that in there too. It's a new look.
I missed that conversation.
We'll see if it becomes trending. I'm skeptical.
You're skeptical?
Well, I have a feeling 2 years from now they'll be wearing something else. But regardless, fourth place is certainly something very impressive. Some great seniors like Ben Shabbat and Firmchick going out on top, and it's very nice to see them placing so high. And now we will wait to hear what happens in terms of who is places above them in third, second, and first.
With 202.5 points, MTA. Come to the podium.
So there we have it. MTA comes in third place. Some thought they might be able to get second. They actually started out the championship round in sixth place.
Oh, wow.
So they certainly jumped up quite a few slots. The fact that second was just a little bit out of reach. They had a few holes in their lineup, but the wrestlers they had as point scorers sure showed up, and that led to an impressive third place finish. And they're not as far behind as others think. Obviously, losing some big wrestlers, but hey, you got to hand to Coach Carlos, Coach Victor, and Coach Stromer for putting on such a great performance, doing such a good job coaching these guys year after year. And they earned every bit of this third place trophy and their Dominator Award, going to Axel, and the Most Ascending Wrestler Award for the second year going to Naftali as well.
All right, so who's in second place? I don't even know.
I think it's probably going to be Kushner. I'm not sure yet. It's either Kushner or TABC.
Really?
I don't think it was Ida Crown. I saw them heading for the exits. So also they didn't really have any guys place in the final. No one won the finals, so that was tough for their scoring chances. But I would imagine it's probably going to be Kushner or TABC. From the looks of it, TABC looks ready to get something. So I don't know. I think I know who's in first place, though. So
Yeah.
there should be a few surprises there.
That's what happens when you're at an all-day tournament.
We have a tie.
Oh my God! What? That's crazy. That's crazy.
What are they going to do?
I'm going to call you both out, and then I'll call you one by one to accept the trophy at the podium.
That's a first. Never heard that before.
At 205 points, second place, we have a tie with Kushner Yeshiva High School and TABC.
Wow.
Wow.
So you basically,
I was right.
You were right.
I knew it was one or two of them. Turns out it was both of them. Very impressive. Again, you can't say enough about what Kushner's done these last 3 years. They're still trying to get on, trying to be the first place team. I think this is their second year in a row at second.
Yeah.
But so impressive for both of them. Hope they'll order a second trophy. Very remarkable to actually have a full-on tie. I mean, it's nice that they're awarding it to both teams and that both of them are going to get a chance with the trophy. My first year at Wittenberg back in 2008, Ida Crown actually won the tournament on the last match, and they ended up winning by 1 against Frisch. It was the first time they'd beaten Frisch in 5 years. So sometimes it can come down to just that one match, that major decision, that fall, that tech fall. You never know how those team points, what can end up happening. So if things had turned out just a little bit differently, only one of them would have been second place. But as it happens to be, the dominoes fell in a very certain way, and we're seeing that both Kushner and TABC have come in second.
Yeah. And usually, as a coaching strategy, you don't want your wrestlers to worry too much about the team points. The philosophy is worry about winning the match, the team points will come, instead of worrying about, how much you win by and things like that. But
definitely, but all those coaches, I'm sure, wish they would have gotten one more team point right about now.
So like, why'd you let them up? Anyway, yeah, kidding around.
Yeah. TABC has come in second many times in the tournament. They won it 2 years ago before SAR began to become the story that we've talked about so much. And now we're seeing them go up again, and perhaps they graduated a few seniors, only had 2 finalists for them, which in previous years they had many more. So we'll see what happens for them going forward. There were 3 programs. There's Frisch, Ida Crown, and TABC. No one really was, maybe MTA at 4th, but not really. But now we're seeing SAR, Frisch, MTA, TABC, Kushner, Ida Crown. There's so many schools you really just can't count out. And it's nice to see the parity spread.
Exactly.
Programs on the rise like Westchester, Maimonides, a lot of stories to follow in the years to come. And as Wittenberg continues to progress, I'm sure that we'll see more and more of that.
Definitely. That's always amazing to see. And as the tournament has grown, I think we have more teams this year than in previous years.
A whole 16.
Yeah, amazing. And now, after both teams get their picture taken, SAR is probably patiently waiting.
And Amichai, I think that after SAR is awarded the trophy, we will cut out. So again, I want to thank all our viewers at home for tuning in, dealing with the technical difficulties. Thank the YWA for putting this tournament together. Thank the coaches. Thank the schools. Thank everyone. It was a team. Wrestling is often called an individual sport, but it's also a team sport, and there's definitely a team effort to making all this happen.
Definitely.
So thank you to everyone, and see you at Wittenberg next year.
Be sure to check out the Yeshiva Wrestling Association website, learn about all the amazing programs they're doing, all the incredible work they're doing, the people involved.
And here we go for the finals, the final presentation of the first place trophy to SAR. Thank you all. Have a good night, and see you at Wittenberg 22.
For the first